Welcome to Midnights with the Lizard Wizard, a podcast where Yael Midnight and I, Noel Midnight, listen through the entire King Gizzard discography from start to finish. This week, we're listening to King Gizzard's 16th studio album, their second exploration in microtonal tuning, KG. Theme music recorded by Beautiful Trainwreck. And we're back. Yael, this week we looked at KG, the first of the two successive microtonal records that we get at this phase of our Giz experience. And
Would you call it half of a self-titled album?
I think you can call it half of a self-titled album. Yeah, absolutely. This is definitely the first part of what is clearly a double album that should have been released as a double album, and I'm really confused as to why it wasn't, although maybe that will be cleared up more when I actually listen to LW.
Or maybe you would call it 2/3 of an album, the second 2/3 of a triple album?
I mean, I think it's more accurate to call it the middle 2/4 of a 4-part album, the fourth part coming out later this year with Billy Strings.
I feel like that's getting really ahead of yourself.
If there's one thing I'm good at, it's getting ahead of myself.
I would be so happy if we got microtonal bluegrass. That would make my day.
Yeah, no,
that would make my day sometime in like February next year, but it would make my day.
Secret Techno Giz album this year, Secret Bluegrass Giz album also this year. Next year, we can do whatever the fuck we want. But this year, we're getting two records.
You and I won't get to listen to any microtonal bluegrass that they do until like February next year.
Oh, that's fine. I'm okay with that because there's so much other good stuff that we have to get to,
Yeah,
such as Butterfly 3001.
Well, we have that coming up in a few episodes.
We really have to decide if we're just going to fold that in with Butterfly 3000 or not. Because, I mean, based on your reading, it seems like maybe it doesn't hold up as a whole record on its own.
I mean, again, I've said this before. I'll say it again. We try not to spoil ourselves too much. We try not to read too much ahead of things.
I feel like we spoil ourselves every week by getting to listen to a new King Gizzard record.
Aww. But I do have an ulterior motive here for trying to maybe adjust our schedule, adjust my spreadsheet to move things up a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is that I really want to get to listen to Omnium Gatherum before Field of Vision. And that means not necessarily recording for Omnium Gatherum, definitely not releasing it before Field of Vision.
But hearing it.
There is such a narrow window for us to maybe be able to listen to OG before Field of Vision. I'm just going to say now that I don't care if that's not something that people actually say. I'm going to call it OG.
Yeah, because it's clearly like the original gangsta of their records.
Exactly. And so I want to hear The Dripping Tap. I want to hear Magenta Mountain or whatever the hell it's called.
Sure.
I want to hear these songs before Field of Vision because if they play them, I want to recognize them.
Yeah.
And everybody talks about The Dripping Tap all the goddamn time.
The Dripping Tap, people will not shut the fuck up about, which means it must be pretty good. It must be at least Rattlesnake good. And obviously Rattlesnake sucks shit, but like...
Wow, bold takes.
I'm coming out of the gate swinging today. I'm saying things I don't mean. I'm saying them with my whole chest, and I'm backing them up with sources.
All right, so everybody, you are now aware of something that I've known this entire time. Nothing that Noel says can be trusted or believed.
I'm my own worst narrator.
Noel is absolutely not trustworthy. Do not believe her. And you know what? I think that what that means is that I'm the only authority on this podcast.
It's true. You are the only authority. And personally, I am against all authority. So,
and we all know how much you're against me. All right.
Are we just trading band names back and forth now? Is that what just happened?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we came into this record young and inspired with our hearts full and our eyes bright and shiny, and we come out of this record and how are we feeling about it?
I like this record quite a lot.
So your heart is still full and your eyes are still bright and shiny?
Bushy-tailed.
Bushy-tailed. I'm pretty sure that's my territory.
So, thumbs up or thumbs down on KG?
KG gets a solid thumbs middle from me.
Solid thumbs middle. Tell me.
I like it. I like most of it. There's quite a bit of it I like.
And then there's?
As a whole, I don't feel like I'm going to be revisiting it much.
Okay. Because
As a whole.
Sure. But is there a piece of it that doesn't hit for you, or is it just not cohesive?
There is a piece of it that doesn't hit for me, and it's called Some of Us.
Okay. So I am.
It's not even that I think that Some of Us is bad, so much as that I just don't recognize it when it starts, or when it ends, or when it's playing.
Okay. That's your sleeper pick.
That's my sleeper. Yeah.
No, I guess sleeper pick is a good thing.
Sleeper pick is a good thing. This is my.
This is your song that if they play it at Field Division, that's your time to find the porta potties.
Yeah. So I really hope they can stretch this one out to 20 minutes, because I'm assuming that's how long it's going to take.
Well, I feel like they're going to be able to find a way to jam on anything.
I'm going to wear an adult diaper.
Jesus Christ.
Listen, it's a safe place for me to try a new kink and see how I feel about it.
Yeah, because a place where it's relatively hard to shower is where you want to try that kink.
Where are we? What are we talking about? It is 90 degrees out and I am in a haze.
It is not 90 degrees out. There is a high of 74 today.
Shit. It is 74 degrees out and I am very moderately normal. And I'm just using the lack of heat as an excuse for my obviously bad behavior.
All right, so thumbs middle. This was not quite Flying Microtonal Banana territory for you.
It wasn't the FMB2 that I wanted.
So, okay.
And I have one major reason for that.
Tell me.
FMB was simpler.
FMB was so much simpler, and I think that's one of the reasons I really liked KG.
That's so fair, but I think I really, like, when I think of that era of Giz, when I think of Flying Microtonal Banana or Nonagon or Paper Mache, the thing that strikes me is how simple all the songwriting is. Like, there's none of the songs from any of those records where you're just going to sit there and go, oh yeah, this is a lot to dig into. Like, there's something to dig into for sure, but none of them are, like, musically all that deep.
I mean, except for the fact that on Flying Microtonal Banana, you got all sorts of microtones for the first time to the point that your brain rejected it on first listen.
But it's still simple. It still feels approachable. It still feels like I could pick up a guitar and go, I can play this.
Except that you literally can't.
Except that I literally can't. Yeah, no, you're right. I'm trying to express a feeling, not a fact.
Yeah.
And feelings don't care about your facts.
Okay, babe. Okay. Well, I think I like that KG took it into a new place. I think that I really like that it evolved that core sound.
Oh, I agree. Yeah,
And-
no. I want to be clear that, like, I don't think it's a bad thing that it evolved on it and that it's more complex. It's just not what I had thought that I wanted.
Okay. Sure. You wanted just like a straight up sequel.
I wanted a straight up sequel to FMB.
I think I would have been bored with a straight up sequel.
Probably.
I think one of the great things about King Giz is that they're always evolving and doing new things. And I think I'd be kind of scared to see them do the same thing again.
Sure. Yeah, no, I definitely don't want the same thing again. I don't know what I wanted.
Fair enough.
I think that's the takeaway here, is that I don't know what I wanted. And when this record came out and it wasn't that, I was pretty disappointed.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this kind of was what I wanted. I feel like this was the evolution on Flying Microtonal Banana that I
wanted
expected and anticipated.
What I wanted was Automation Perrin's demo.
Yeah, you were so disappointed that it was not thrash metal.
I mean, you teased us, Stu. You teased us.
I mean, but we got Rat's Nest, and
We
this was a
did.
microtonal record.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted.
You wanted more metal.
I wanted more metal.
Got
And
Hungry
I know
Wolf of
that's
Fate.
selfish of me.
You got Hungry Wolf of Fate.
I got Hungry Wolf of Fate, and we'll talk about Hungry Wolf of Fate, but, like, Hungry Wolf of Fate was good. It's definitely, like, one of the standout tracks on the record for me.
There's probably more metal coming on LW.
I hope there is. I hope there's something on LW that makes you go, fuck yeah, this is gonna play live.
Was there anything like that on KG?
Yes.
Tell me.
Yeah, the one song that they don't really fucking play live because it's Intrasport.
Okay, fair. And we'll
Well,
get
the
there.
one that they were afraid of playing live.
Fair. And we will get there. We will definitely talk about Intersport.
What?
We will definitely talk about Intersport.
I did notice a few things about this record that I thought were interesting. One was that last episode you made an offhand comment, and I want to know how you feel about that comment now.
You're going to have to tell me what the comment was.
Right. I was just taking a pause so I could catch my breath because I talked for too long and I ran out of breath.
Okay, because that was 2 weeks ago.
Right. Well, for you it was. For me, I just finished editing it. You made a comment about how you think it's interesting that they play sort of around the edges of funk, and you'd be interested to hear them play more with funk. And I want to know, how do you feel about that statement now?
I still think they play around with the edges of funk.
But they did play around more with funk on this record.
A little bit, yeah.
Like, there are definitely moments on this record where you just sit back and you go, oh, that's funky.
Yeah, but I've been saying, oh, that's funky for several albums.
Right, but I feel like this is more of a lean in. This is closer. This is more of the promise of maybe they'll get to it in the future. Like, this is the first time where I find myself going, oh, they actually could support a whole record, couldn't they?
I think they could. I like that they're still doing some of that funk shit. I think that Gumboot, we got probably what I would say is some of the funkiest bass lines.
Sure.
But there was definitely some good funk here on KG, and microtonal funk. Yeah, I fuck with that.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I want to read Stu's comment about this album, his release comment.
Oh, his release comment. I don't know if I've heard this one.
A familiar sound, but different. We talked about making another microtonal album for a few years before we did it. I think we couldn't work out the sound was going to be. So we decided on Rainbow. Every sound. Well, at least our version of Rainbow. We let the record be free. Often gentle, often cute, sometimes untamed, sometimes yucky. Like an elephant, this one had a long gestation. 2+ years from memory. And during that time, these songs changed and morphed a lot. Only rule was 24-tet. We had so much fun, we went straight back in. Love microtones, Stu XOX.
XOX.
And I think that
do you feel like that's an accurate representation of the record?
I think that's an absolutely accurate representation of the record. There are a lot of different sounds on here, and the only thing that really connects them is the microtones.
Sure.
There is nothing at all that is similar between The Hungry Wolf of Fate, Honey, Intrasport, and Straws in the Wind, other than microtones.
Sure. Yeah.
And there are only 10 songs on this album, and I just listed off 4 very different sounds.
Right, most of which were from B-side.
Sure. I mean, I would be more than happy to list some of the other tracks from side A as well. I was just scrolling up in my notes.
I doubt you can, though, because you don't remember any of them.
I don't think that's true. I think Automation is a clear earworm.
Yes.
I think that Straws in the Wind is great. It's one of the ones I mentioned. Ontology is probably on side B, right?
It is.
Okay. Ontology fucks.
Ontology fucks.
Ontology fucks. KGLW is a really nice intro. It is an intro song. I do think that the 2 weakest songs on the album are both side A songs. I think that's Minimum Brain Size and Some of Us.
Yeah.
But I would say that they're still both good songs, and out of 10 songs, 8 of them are bangers.
I think that's fair.
Or 7.5.
7.5.
7 out of 9 are bangers if we don't count the intro. And I think.
Oh, we should count the intro because the intro's a banger.
Okay, then 8 out of 10.
Yeah. Like I want to make sure that KGLW gets its due as our first song that we are apparently now discussing. I want to talk about KGLW because I think it's actually really good. It does the same thing that Flying Microtonal Banana did for me, where it's
the song Flying Microtonal Banana, not the album.
Right. Where it's kind of just like distilling everything down and being like, here's a nice, fun hook so that you can get invested in what you're listening to. And it kind of just sums up the whole.
Yeah, and apparently it even quotes in reverse Flying Microtonal Banana, the song itself.
Right. Very
That-
briefly.
You're right, that it opens with that same sort of wind sound
Yep.
that we got on the last microtonal record to try to draw that connection between the two.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting that opened with that wind. Like, it's immediately FMB. Like,
Yeah, I even initially wrote down the very first time I listened to the album, oh, hey, it opens with wind and Zerna, like Flying Microtonal Banana we got throughout, except it turns out there actually is no Zerna.
not on the rest of the record.
There's no Zerna at all.
Are you sure?
I mean, there is no credit for Zerna anywhere on
There's
the
also
album.
no credit for harp.
I went through, and because I think that the number one takeaway from this album for me was just how much it was a more complex Flying Microtonal Banana, that it really doubled down on, okay, we don't just have to base everything around this particular guitar. We can really explore the different kinds of sounds we can make within this tuning
Right.
system.
I think one of the big wins from that for me was the introduction of the acoustic guitar.
Absolutely. But I went through and I listed out all of the instruments that were credited, at least, on
Oh.
Flying Microtonal Banana compared to KG. Flying Microtonal Banana had guitar, bass, synth, harmonica, piano, percussion, and Zerna.
Okay.
I guess piano is probably keys.
Piano is probably keys. I'm sure it was more than just piano.
Right. I know that piano and keys were listed separately on KG, and I don't remember whether they were when I looked up Flying Microtonal Banana, but I only
Sure.
wrote it down as piano, which is dumb of me.
It is. How dare you?
How dare I? On KG, all the same instruments except for Zerna are listed. But in addition, flute, sitar, clavinet, xylophone, violin, vibraphone, horns, mellotron, clarinet, organ, Juno, which I think is another kind of
It's a synth,
synthesizer.
yeah.
So I really shouldn't have
It's a
included that
Roland
because I
Juno.
didn't include the other synthesizers. Yeah. So I guess take away that because I'm putting that in with all the other synths. And the Balama, which notably, the Balama was the instrument that inspired them to play microtones in the first place with Flying Microtonal Banana.
And it didn't get included on
exactly.
FMB.
So we finally have the Balama here on KG.
I don't have a mental image of what a balama is. Can you fill that in for me?
I would say that the best way to describe the appearance of a Balama,
I'm not even talking about the appearance. I just want to know, like, what class of instrument is it? Like, what?
it's like a lute.
It's like a lute?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a long-necked fretted lute from Turkish instruments. It's a Turkish instrument from Turkish music. It has a flat, it's got the flat side of the resonating chamber, and then a very deep rounded bowl.
Okay.
But it's just sort of a long-necked lute. Yeah, that's your Balama.
Okay, cool.
And so there are so many more instruments.
Right. And I'm really
on
disappointed that I don't think I ever consciously heard the violin.
I'm not sure that I did either. Yeah, I didn't find all of the instruments myself that were on the album.
The violin's an ontology.
Yeah, the violin was only in Ontology, as was the vibraphone and the horns, but and the organ and clarinet were both only on Honey. There's the Balama was only on Minimum Brain Size. There's a bunch of stuff that's used only once or twice, or at least only once or twice by an individual person. So like Cookie only plays the sitar on Straws in the Wind, but we actually get the sitar also on Minimum Brain Size and KGLW, both played by Stu.
Right.
So there's a lot of instruments that are used throughout. There's a lot more complexity into how each of the songs are put together.
The
on this
layering and
record,
mixing is way deeper.
which is wild because so I think we need to mention here, this album was put out in 2020.
Yes.
It was put out when the band was not able to get together to record or play together. They couldn't get together and jam, which we've
Right,
known from the
and-
past is the main way that they make music.
As far as I can tell, they didn't do the thing that every other band was doing during the... Fuck.
Doing during the pandemic.
They
didn't bubble together.
They didn't bubble together.
No, it doesn't seem like they bubbled together. It seems like they took this opportunity to each like spend time with their own families.
Gross.
And it seems like several of them really added to their families during COVID, or at least like really, took the time that they were away from touring to really make sure to get that quality time and deepen their relationships. We see some of that on the track Honey.
Yes.
But they're spending time sending audio files to one another to record ideas, and Stu mixes them all together on his own, except for the 2 tracks that Joey did.
Right, because when you look at Intrasport, you go, oh, right, that really was just Joey went and did his own thing and didn't consult anyone.
I mean, it really, really is. On Intrasport, only Joey and Stu play.
Right.
And Stu is only there for a clavinet track and a mellotron track. Everything else on Intrasport is Joey.
The vinyl also credits him with synthesizer, but I don't know what that means.
I may have missed that. Yeah, Joey gets...
Oh, the vinyl also credits Cavs with drums on it.
Okay. Well, Wikipedia, you lie.
Apparently. I pulled my vinyl notes from KGLW.net because I obviously do not have the vinyl yet because it's the only one of their mainline albums that we have not been able to find in a store. Oh. I don't know why this record is eluding me, but
it is not the only one of the mainline records.
Okay, fine. 12 Bar Brews and Eyes Like the Sky too, but like people don't think about those.
I mean, I think about them. I want those records on vinyl.
Okay, that's fair. I really want Eyes Like the Sky on vinyl.
We also don't have Oddments or Gumboot Soup.
Wait, we don't have Gumboot?
No.
How do we not have Gumboot?
We haven't found it.
Oh. Well, I just lied to you all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't trust Noel.
You can't.
I'm the only authority on this podcast. But I did lie also. Wikipedia does list Cavs as a drummer. Wikipedia does list Cavs as the drummer on Intrasport. I just completely missed it because I read probably a dash as a comma.
That'll happen.
Tracks 2 to 10 are not tracks 2 and 10.
Right.
Should have been obvious. Anyways, yeah, this is a very Joey song. Intrasport. And so yeah, during COVID, they were sending these clips back and forth of their ideas. They weren't able to jam together. So a lot more of these tracks really do seem to be very individual ideas.
Sure.
And I think that does come through. I think sometimes
it's almost like it's an Oddments-like, except if it
had this through line of microtonal music.
Had, a structure and through line to it. Because also it's just sequenced better than a Gumboot-like has been.
It is. And I think that there are strengths and weaknesses to this album because of that.
Sure.
I don't think we get Intrasport without that weird COVID era nonsense of everybody's in isolation.
Sure.
I think we get that only because Joey has something that he wants to do and everybody else kind of goes, sure, fuck it. That's pretty cool.
I like the, there's a comment where on Genius, there's a comment from Ambrose where Ambi goes, he's done that a few times where he came late with a track and everyone's like, fuck's sake, the album's done. And then he shows us the song and it's really good. So we cut one out and replace it with his.
I remember hearing his, heavy breathing on Intrasport and loving it. It's really grown on me. It's definitely the odd one out on the album.
It's definitely the odd one out on the album.
I also saw that quote, although I didn't see it on Genius. I saw that on in the interview he did that Genius pulled from.
Sure.
There's a longer piece to that quote earlier on. Intrasport came about because Joey was at home and none of us were around him. He went free for all. He was listening to Savage Garden and guilty pleasures like that, although he wouldn't call it a guilty pleasure. He wears that shit like a badge of honor. He also wrote Minimum Brain Size, which I absolutely love, but Intrasport came late to the game. And then it goes into your part of the quote.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think it's really funny that it really is just an example of Joey going, hey guys, while you were gone.
Yeah, and I think that this entire album is mostly just Stu doing that.
Yeah.
And just kind of assigning people, hey, I need a harmonica track for this. Hey, I need a bass part for this, although he really just did the bass parts on his own.
Well, yeah, he's Stu.
But yeah, there's I think that there's a lot of positives and a lot of negatives that come from the way that this was done. And I think that that's kind of what makes it the Oddments like.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like it's not as cohesive of an album as FMB, and I think that's part of what threw me off of it right away. Is I wanted something that feels from A to Z like it is
One thing. That's fair, although that's not really what we ever get from them.
It's not.
And
it is what we got with Nonagon. It's what we got with
Mr.
FMB.
B.
We got with FMB excluding Billabong.
Yeah, but I love Billabong Valley.
Sure, like every record is the thing except for that one song that makes it not the thing.
Yeah. Polygon Dwanaland except for Searching.
And fucking Paper Mache except for Trapdoor.
So, yeah, I mean, I think it's all right that there are some odd ones out here. It's definitely more cohesive than Oddments or Gumboot themselves, but it's probably on the lower end of their cohesiveness.
Yeah.
It's also a COVID record in another way.
Beyond just the lyrics?
No, I was thinking about the lyrics.
Oh, okay.
So many of these songs are about COVID.
Yeah.
And
which
that
is
really,
so depressing.
That really places this entire album in an era that, you know, look, I know COVID's still around. I know people are still getting it. I know people are still passing it to one another. I know that for many, many people, it's important for masking to stay viable and for masked events to still exist. But largely, the culture of the quarantine era of COVID has
gone.
thankfully passed.
Right.
And that is very much the era in which KG was being made. And it feels like it when you listen to these songs. If there's a reason that I'm not going to return to some of these songs all the time, like some of them are just too COVID era. And
I do wonder if that makes some people bounce off this record.
yeah, and you know, a lot of times when we listen to old music that was in a particular era when it was being released, we do that because we have fond memories of that era.
I have fond memories of that era.
I also individually have fond memories of that era, but I don't have fond memories of listening to KG in that era.
Oh, that's so fair.
And also the things that they're singing about aren't the things that were interesting and fun for me from those couple of months in 2020.
No, we get that 2 albums from now on Butterfly 3000 when they make the record about being trans. At least that's what Gizcord has led me to believe.
Is that so?
I made an offhand comment in Gizcord earlier today about what people were just talking about, like what record they want to see come next. I was like, I want to see the record where they talk about taking estrogen and growing tits. And everyone's like, yeah, you want Butterfly 3000.
Okay. Well, I'm excited for Butterfly 3000.
Yeah, because like, fuck growing wings and flying. Take estrogen and grow tits.
That's my motto. That's what I've been saying all this time.
Yeah, it's great.
All right. Well, we should probably get on with the actual...
We'll get on with the episode. We talked about KG. We get it. It's an introduction track. It's instrumental. It does cool things. It has a nice theme that it sets up. It apparently references Billabong Valley, which I never caught.
I never caught that. This is the first time I'm hearing that.
Genius says it references Billabong Valley, and I'm just trusting them that they're correct on that. I don't see it.
I don't see it. I don't always trust Genius.
I also don't always trust Genius. As a matter of fact, more often than not, I'm finding I don't trust Genius. It's so easy to click on a comment on Genius and then see, oh, it's got 15 downvotes. But you don't notice the downvotes right away. You notice the comment right away. And so you read the comment and you're like, I guess. And then you look at the downvotes and you're like, oh, wait, I should have been more skeptical. Maybe I'm just describing my process.
Actually, I do have one more thing to say about the album overall before we really go into the songs, which is I did more music theory research, as I am wont to do. If you want like the real primer on microtonal music and the way that it's used by the band that I'm sort of using as the baseline, go listen to the first like half hour of our Flying Microtonal Banana episode. I'm not going to go into all of that again. I hope not. What I'm going to talk about is just a little bit of the things that they've done differently from what they did on Flying Microtonal Banana.
Oh, sure, yeah.
On Flying Microtonal Banana, they really stuck to one scale as the basis of what they were doing, which
Really helped with the simplicity and like
and the cohesiveness, the approachability. There were a couple of songs that would deviate in one way or another, but they mostly stuck with one particular song or one particular scale rather as a home base, and that's a scale where the second degree and the sixth degree of the scale have that half sharp. Here, they do a few more things. While that's still the most common scale that's used, one source I found called that the Husseini scale because it's based on the Husseini makam from Turkish music, but used more as a Western scale instead of the way that it would be used in Turkish music. Again, listen to our other episode for more nerdy details on that. But here, they do a lot more variations where they'll raise that second or that sixth, the quarter tone, to that full sharp, giving a more 12-tet sound.
Sure.
One instance, though, lowers that sixth, the quarter tone, to a minor interval. But either way, making it less microtonal at times.
Sure.
There's a lot more of that. But often that only happens in one section of a song, or it'll only happen in the vocals but not the instrumental, or it'll only happen in the instrumental but not in the vocal. The Hungry Wolf of Fate is written mostly in a mode of that scale that they've been using, starting on... So essentially the same notes, but starting in a different place, using a different note as the tonic at rest moment of the song, which ends up giving the scale used in the Hungry Wolf of Fate a really weird note. It uses a half flat fifth scale degree, which is particularly unusual. The fifth is probably generally considered the second most important note in the scale.
Right, it's generally pretty stable.
The tonic, it's really stable, or at least it's the note on which you build the chord that leads most directly to home. It is, if you've ever played bass, you're resting almost entirely on the first and that first degree and the fifth degree.
Yeah.
So this fifth being a little bit off means that you never have that perfect interval on your one chord.
Sure.
It means that your tonic chord, your restful chord, is a lot less restful.
Yeah.
And that's really, really weird. I've never seen that used in anything else that King Gizzard has done. I don't think it's very common in other forms of microtonal music. It makes the Hungry Wolf of Fate have some of that off-putting, darker feel that's perfect for this microtonal metal song that it is. It's great. It's awesome. It's super weird. Intersport somehow manages to use both a minor third and a major third and a neutral third all in the same song at different times.
Sure.
So they're in Intersport, Joey really fucks around with the idea of tonality, whether this is a major or a minor or neither kind of song. And it also reverts fully to 12-tet sometimes. Ontology uses a bunch of different scales, some of which are unlike anything they use on the rest of the album. Honey and KGLW also both use new things that aren't just this one scale that they used on FMB. Overall, like everything that they do on FMB, they do more of it here. And they do a bunch of new stuff too. There's just so much more movement between different scales and chord types, way more variation. It is exactly like how they're using a bunch of new instruments. They're still sticking with 24-tet. They're still sticking with stuff that can be played on the banana guitar.
Yeah.
But they are locking themselves in way less to one way of playing that guitar.
Gotcha.
So anyway, that's the end of my nerdiness right now, but I think that's probably valuable to think about when you're listening to KG is, it's not just the instruments. They're doing all sorts of weird things.
Yeah. And I think the first way to really look at the lack of simplicity and the complexity that is brought to this record is to just start right at the beginning with Automation.
Yeah, let's do it.
So Automation, it's this big microtonal song. It's a great opener to the record. It feels like it's setting the tone. The very first lyrics are "Join the last migration. It's fun. Fuck the system."
Do you know that you say "set the tone" in the same voice that Shorzy does? That you dip into that Canadian accent just a little bit. You say "tone."
Yeah, I'm aware of that. That's where I picked it up.
I know.
Yeah.
I want to call you out for it.
Yeah, no, I like Canadian comedy. Sue me.
Australian music and Canadian comedy.
Yeah, I'm a multiculturalist. But no, like it's a fun song. It's a big song. It's an interesting song.
It's a rock song.
It's a rock song, and it's not a thrash metal song. And I will let go of that.
Please.
I will let go of that. I was disappointed at first.
Judge
I
it on its
understand
own
how you
merits.
get away from it. I understand that you have to throw away the song and then rebuild it. That's fine. What I don't understand is why you have to include a reference to JavaScript.
That's your...
It really dates the song. Like, you want to talk about COVID dating this record? No, talking about JavaScript instead of TypeScript, that really dates the record.
Jesus Christ. I guarantee you that none of these music nerds...
You want to be using a strongly typed language!
When's the last time you've coded anything?
Fuck you.
You just have this opinion because your friends have this opinion.
No, I have this opinion because I coded briefly for like a year and a half, and I actually had to care about this shit.
Okay. It's a rock song. It's got sleigh bells, which is a little odd. There's also like moments where there's clarinet and stuff where you wouldn't normally think
Now,
they're rock instruments.
were the sleigh bells jing jing jingling or ring ting tingling too?
And you know, I think that this song, more than any other on the album, kind of you see the Gizverse connections.
Yeah, this is the
big Gizverse song on the album.
This is the Han Tayumi song, even if it's not a Han Tayumi song.
It's a little bit of Han Tayumi's song. Like,
But it's definitely not. It's playing in the space, but it's not playing with the mythology.
I could see it being involved with the mythology if I really wanted to. You could say that this is sort of the song that people are, you know, this is the propaganda song of what they're explaining in Digital Black, that everybody is becoming these cyborgs, that
Right.
everybody is trading their bodies in for cybernetic.
Right, that first lyric, "Join the last migration." Like, they're talking about everybody migrating to computer.
Right. They're talking about everybody becoming the machines, and now Han Tayumi is the last cyborg instead of completely digital being.
Right.
And so I think it's absolutely fair
Which
to say
puts
it's
Han
part of
Tayumi back to having the most humanity.
so I think it's absolutely fair to say it could be part of the mythology. I've been skeptical about, you know, Gizverse connections, but I have to give credit where credit is due here. This is pretty easily read as part of the mythology.
Yeah, I think so. I think that even if you aren't a Gizverse enjoyer, you have to be able to look at this and go, okay, they're at least stretching the same themes pretty strongly here.
Yeah, and it's a rockin' track. We get some classic early Giz spring reverb at the end, which we haven't heard in a while.
We really haven't. I want to know if they pulled out the big yellow spring reverb box again, and if they used that same dumbass great pedal that I want so bad.
And I mean, as much as I love automation, I think that the most fun thing about automation is not actually the song itself, but the way that the band handled the song.
Sure.
Because for the first time ever, the band gave us stems.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. The band has released full stems for automation. So every track that was used in the creation of this song, every just recorded sleigh bell, every recorded clarinet part, harmonica part, everything
Have you looked at the stems?
Oh, yeah.
I have not.
Yeah, other than the fact that guitar, bass, and drums are all mixed down to the same track, everything else is separated out.
Okay.
Which at first
So vocal is separated out.
vocal is separated out, at first you think, okay, the only reason that those three, the guitar, bass, drums, are on the same track is they must have been recorded together. But no, remember, they were each recording everything in their own home. Yes, Noel?
Except in an episode of the Tape Notes podcast, Stu expanded upon recording it and said this was one that came together early in a real room with real people playing real instruments at the same time. It was a three-piece kind of jam, and it was never really anything.
For automation?
Yeah.
Okay, well, okay. So maybe that is the reason after all that
Because
those are all on the
automation
same
came
track.
together
Before COVID.
before COVID.
Okay. Good to
So
know.
it was the only one on the record that
Where
would have
that-
had that bounce down issue.
Okay. So, but we get stems for this. So if you want to get practice mixing a record, or
God, do I.
well, then you can download the stems. They're right there.
Yeah.
And they're fun to play around with. And I haven't had an opportunity yet where I've been able to really sit down with and play with that, because I don't really know the first thing to do with mixing
Sure.
or the first thing to do with producing a song. But now I've got a really cool artifact to learn with.
Sure. Yeah.
And on top of the stems, they also released raw footage to be used for music videos.
And when they say raw footage, we're talking raw footage.
Describe the footage.
It's nonsense. It's everyone dressed up in silver with silver paint on their faces in a silver aluminum room.
Yeah, they all have costumes made of aluminum foil.
Yeah.
Like they're kids playing robot.
And like there's some footage of like Stu mouthing the lyrics, but like it's a lot of footage of just like them kind of fucking around doing nothing.
Yeah.
And it's
In
a
no particular
lot
order.
of footage of them fucking around doing nothing, to the point where it's like, how do you piece this together coherently? Because you can't.
Yeah, well, some people have put together different versions of this music video. The band has shared a few of them, and oftentimes these fan-made music videos just stick with the footage that the band has put together of them fucking around in these aluminum foil robot costumes.
And that's what the No Lights video that I watched was that one was entirely Giz provided footage.
But that's not everything that everybody has done.
Yeah, and I didn't watch any others.
So I watched a couple, and one of them was spectacular, but only one of them.
But only one of them. I
only-
imagine it's hard to do.
I only watched, I think, 3 of them. So, you know, there's almost certainly, in fact, I know for a fact, there's a bunch more out there. I bet there are a bunch more really good ones out there. But I want to talk a little bit about the one that I did see that I really, really liked. It had some of that footage, but mostly it wasn't.
Okay.
Largely, it consisted of homemade 3D Blender animation inspired by the Robot Stop video.
So they're making that comparison a lot more explicit.
Oh, yeah. No, it showed Hantayumi a lot, including some shots that were clearly inspired directly from Galea's video for Robot Stop, and
Okay.
some that were inspired by, you know, various other artwork from the band, including the cover of Fishing for Fishies, where Hantayumi is going fishing. Just a couple of different shots
Sure.
from inspired by the band. But there's a 3D animated dinosaur when the lyric dinosaur comes up. There's a bunch of imagery essentially describing the song, but also showing like the process of becoming a robot, like this big industrial sort of robot transformation process.
Sure.
And within it, you see often screens that show the aluminum foil footage within them.
Okay.
But they're not the
focus.
they're not the focus. Right. They're there and they're relevant and they're part of it. But
they
they're
aren't
not
it.
And that, I think, shows what you can really do making this fan music video that's inclusive of what the band is releasing with these clips. The video would not be as good without these clips of
Yeah.
the foil.
And that's good. That
good.
means that they made a good video.
Right. And the band shared that video and so it, you know, hopefully helped out the creator a little bit. But so you know, Yeah, is most of the footage kind of nothing? Yeah, but it also kind of has to be if fans are going to be able to do something interesting with it.
That's fair.
Because if you have footage of like a full music video that's well designed with a start, middle, and end,
Then you just have to recreate the music video.
right, there's not much that you can do to remix that.
Then it becomes an editing challenge, not a create a video challenge.
Exactly. And I think that fans that took it as an opportunity to create rather than edit are the ones that are going to make more interesting material.
Right, with the exception of, I mean, the one that I mentioned, the No Lights, who just did a fantastic edit.
Yeah, and you can make a great edit.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Like the No Lights video is a perfect one to watch if you want to go, okay, but how do you turn nonsense into something coherent? Like it's a really good lesson on what you can do with the materials provided. It's not a good lesson on how you can make it something that transcends its parts, though.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And there's a lot of material that the band released that isn't in the No Lights video because there's just
So much. Yeah.
Let me call out specifically the creator of the video that I was talking
fucking
about.
call him out. Call him out. Make him stand the count. Yeah. Yeah. It's 2026. We're coming for you, motherfuckers. Okay? You're all going down. Yael, call this sick bitch out.
Look, I'm sorry. It is so much harder to do my Googling when you do that. All right. The YouTube account is called Figster, Figster, with dots in between each, or with periods in between each letter.
Okay.
And the person who made it, the YouTube channel Figster, animation by Satvik Dubey.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I will make a point of watching that one in between all of my obsessive listening to LW that I'm going to start the minute we're done with this. I'm kidding. I'm taking a nap the minute we're done with this.
You should listen to LW. I'm excited to listen to LW. We're recording this one so late. We don't have time to take a nap.
You know, you're so right. We got to get to LW today.
That's right. All right. Anything more on automation?
No.
All right. Minimum brain size, our first of two Joey tracks.
This one was actually also penned by Cavs. I see a Cavs and Joey writing credits on this one.
Interesting. Okay. Now Wikipedia is lying to me.
Or my sources are lying to me. And I don't remember which sources I used to pull that.
So this one has a really different sort of vocal delivery than most King Gizzard songs.
It's really light and ethereal.
There's
at
a
least
lot
at
more
first.
melisma.
I don't know what that word means.
You know when you take a syllable and you stretch it out over a bunch of notes?
Yeah.
That's melisma.
Oh, okay.
So most of the time, King Gizzard sticks pretty strongly to one note, one syllable.
It's so true.
And that's pretty common in rock music. I think you'll see like the Mariah Careys and Celine Dion's of the world get kind of mocked even for their gratuitous melisma. It's not gratuitous here, but we see a lot more of it than we usually see.
Right.
We just have a very different kind of vocal. There's a Balama here, which, again, it's fun because it was the inspiration for Flying Like a Total Banana, but never appeared.
Yeah, so it's kind of full circle. We get to bring it in and have fun with that. We do have Stu playing flute and sitar on this one.
Yeah, and we haven't seen the sitar since Float Along, Fill Your Lungs.
I thought we'd seen it one other time, hadn't we?
Maybe. It doesn't feature nearly as much on anything since Float
I think
Along.
it featured uncredited on one other song, but I don't remember which one. I think it appeared uncredited on one other song in like the intro.
Okay. But we get a lot more sitar here.
Yeah, we do. We get a lot of sitar, and that makes me so happy.
Very happy. This entire song is about mocking incels and online right-wing trolls.
Which is something that I personally stand behind.
Yeah, this morning, Noel and I were fighting with some annoying lib online who was calling out people who had colored hair and nose rings and,
Yup.
if you think that you're a resistance liberal and you're calling out and you're getting angry at people for self-expression doing and bodily autonomy,
Yeah.
you're not really one of the good guys.
And if you're a resist lib and you're out there calling trans people zoophiles because they have a cartoon profile picture, examine yourself.
Yeah. So, fuck right-wing trolls.
Fuck right-wing trolls, even when they come from the ostensible center left.
So, yeah, Joey's out here saying that these trolls are pathetic, and he's right. He's right to do it.
He's so right.
He's so right to do it.
Joey commented, 2020 has been a lot of things, but it has mainly kept us confined to our homes and more significantly to our screens. It truly is a scary world, the online mind hive. We live in the age of the comment section, where trolls have their own farms and little incels run free. But remember, it's pathetic, bro.
So,
which is so funny.
And so true, except for, I think, the one big lie that Joey had there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure your life did not get more online in 2020. Your life was almost certainly already so online.
I was living in rural Wisconsin. I had no IRL friends save for our ResistLib neighbors and our fucking one couple that we had met 40 minutes away that we occasionally played board games with. I didn't have community in person at that point in my life. I was full on reliant on the internet.
So yeah, you were already fully attached to your phone.
Oh, not just my phone, my everything, every device I had.
Every screen.
My 3DS, yeah, that was connected to the internet. I actually don't know.
I've never owned a 3DS.
Yeah, I did briefly, and I used it to play Pokemon for 2 hours before I got bored.
Yeah, Pokemon's not very good.
Pokemon's not very good.
Worst opinion on this podcast. I'm
Pokemon
sure.
As a franchise is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Pokemon as a video game is
not very good.
Tedious.
Not very good. All JRPGs are bad.
Be careful saying that in a world where Persona and Expedition 33 exist.
All JRPGs are bad.
You heard it here first, folks.
Remember, I'm the one that doesn't lie to you.
Wow. Pulling that out for that comment is it's
I'm
a
leaning
choice.
in. I'm leaning in.
Yeah, of course you are.
We also get backing vocals from Bella Walker.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, so it's not often that we hear people that aren't in the band singing on King Gizzard songs.
Or just popping in for a contribution without a feature credit or anything. Just popping in, doing a thing, not really being acknowledged, disappearing into the background. You don't really notice they're there until you're reading the credits, and then you go, wait a second.
Yeah, most of the time that we hear a woman's voice, it's just Ambi.
And with that, we'll be right back after these messages.
So, yeah, Bella Walker is Joey's sister.
Yes.
And
member of Love Migrate.
And member of, at least through 2021, the band The Bush.
Oh, I don't know The Bush.
Yeah, I don't. As far as I can tell, they haven't done anything in a bunch of years.
It's a very Australian name.
It is. And in The Bush, she played with Edith Kenny Smith.
Really?
Who is Ambi's sister. And interestingly, who has been in a long-term relationship with Joey Walker.
Interesting.
Joey is dating Ambi's sister, who was in a band with Joey's sister.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
I feel like that's just important information.
Yeah, that's just straight polycule shit.
Yeah. Edith Kenny Smith did leave the band The Bush in 2021, after which it doesn't seem like I could find anything that they've done.
So but COVID killed the band.
But as it turns out, it's really, really hard to search for The Bush and Australia.
I would, if I were them, I would open all of my shows with the chorus of the book, except get Stu to re-record the vocals. Just as they're coming out on stage getting The Bush.
I also love the idea of an all-female band in Australia being called The Bush.
Yeah. It's great.
It's so good.
It's great. It
works.
It's
so good. So whatever y'all are doing, Edith and Bella, more power to you. I hope that y'all are still having fun somewhere. But yeah, Joey and Ambi's sister, I think they have a kid. They've been together for a decade.
Wild. Good for them.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the lyrics to verse 1?
Please.
Did you read these lyrics very carefully? Did you internalize these lyrics to verse 1 very much at all?
Go ahead and explain them.
I think it's about a kid ripping legs off of a spider and then feeding those legs to crows.
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no, it's playing with the idea that like right-wing douchebags all start out as sadistic monsters of children.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Sid from Toy Story.
I think it's one of the more upsetting visuals that they've ever put in one of their songs.
Vomit coffin.
Yeah, Vomit Coffin is fake.
I mean, it's still pretty disturbing.
I think that this tops it simply because, like, you've met this kid.
Oh, no, I have definitely met this kid. I have 100% met this kid. I was probably friends with this kid very briefly in elementary school.
Ugh.
Yeah, gross, right?
It's so upsetting.
Yeah.
And that was the main thing I took away from the song. Was how upsetting that was. The other thing I took away from this song is, and it's not connected to that at all, it's completely a new thought. The guitar solo,
Yeah.
which is 3 notes.
I mean, that sounds like a kind of guitar solo I'd play.
Joey commented in a video called Guitar with Walkie Jake. Which was the first and only video in a guitar walkthrough series that King Gizzard was doing.
I love Abandoned Project so much.
They apparently plan on doing a series of these where, like, Joey would talk through the guitar parts of King Gizzard songs. They only did one, and it was for this song.
I love Abandoned Projects so much. They can tell you so much about so many things.
And he commented that he wanted to limit himself with the solo, sticking to only 3 notes to further reiterate the minimum-sized brains that these incel-type goblins possess.
Hey, if a whole ass samba can be 1 note, then I guess
Sure.
a solo can be 3.
Sure, yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought that was so interesting, and that answered a question for me, because I noticed that solo was off.
And
I hadn't quite pinned together why it was off, but I had noticed it was off. And then I read that comment and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that Minimum Brain Size is unfortunately not one of my favorite songs on the album.
No.
I would say it's probably my second least favorite song on the album.
Yeah.
Overall, again, I really liked this album, and I'm not going to skip Minimum Brain Size if it comes on.
Yeah.
But I just, like, there's some interesting stuff going on, but altogether, I do kind of think that it being mostly just Joey being Joey, but not quite getting to really be Joey,
Yeah, he didn't Joey it up enough.
is limiting. Like, you either gotta really Joey it up or not try too much to Joey it up.
Yeah.
And it's sitting kind of halfway in between enough Joey or too much Joey good,
Yeah.
and not enough Joey.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this song should have been more of a baby kangaroo.
I am annoyed that it took me that long to figure that out. I should know better. Straws in the Wind. We are so slow today.
We aren't that slow. We're at song number 3, and we've been recording for Jesus fucking Christ, a full hour.
Hey, I mean, sometimes it takes us 40 minutes to get to the first song, so.
Straws in the Wind, is it all ending?
We've got Stu and Ambi.
Stu and Ambi. Very much an Ambi song here.
Yeah, it seems like Stu wrote a song, had some lyrics, didn't love them, asked Ambi, hey, is there anything you can do with this? And Ambi's like, bet.
And then Andy, the fuck me. And then Ambi pulls out a fucking acoustic guitar. I don't know if Ambi actually pulled that out or not. Somebody did. Somebody heard the song and went, this needs acoustic guitars. And we're going to finally fucking do acoustic guitars again in a major way.
It was not Ambi.
I'm sure it wasn't. Because notably, the only person who plays guitar on this song is Cook Craig. Nope, and Stu. And Stu. So notably, 2 people play guitar on this song. The same people you would normally expect to play guitar. I'm going to stop talking.
Well, you would normally expect Joey to play guitar, but he's not on anything on this album except for Minimum Brain Size and Intrasport.
Yeah, because he was busy doing his own thing, like developing Intrasport, which I'm sure took him 2
Probably
fucking
ages,
years.
yeah. So Yeah, Straws in the Wind. We've got acoustic guitar, harmonica, sitar, flute, some really great echoey vocals. Like this
Bass,
song,
keyboard, percussion. Like, yeah, it's all the regular suspects.
this song has more of a country twangy vibe that you would kind of expect from an ambi song.
Yeah. At this point, you do kind of associate ambi with that. Yeah, it goes a little bit more country, goes a little bit more Western even.
Yeah, I would say Western, maybe even more than country.
More than country, it's Western.
Yeah.
And we can obviously rewind back and see exactly where he gets that from.
Right. We all know about Broderick Kenny Smith. Listen to our Eyes Like the Sky episode, except don't, because I was mean on that one.
You were mean on that one, but that's okay. You're often mean.
That's right. Country and Western music, both kinds. And I really like this one. I was nervous about this one because the demo went on for 11 fucking minutes and it was going on way too long and kind of just meandered, not really ever feeling like there was anything to dig into. But I gotta say, with the ambi vocals, really, it fucks. It's a great song. And keeping it tight and just a couple of minutes long, really, really positive change from the demo.
Yeah, but that's something we saw on the demos record a lot, is that a lot of the demos were just them kind of jamming on ideas until they found the core ideas, which they were then able to separate out and turn into a song on their own right. And so you get rid of all the jamminess.
Yeah, I mean, that's the King Giz process.
Right. And so that's definitely what happened here. And then it created this thing that actually sounds interesting. The acoustic guitar does some fun stuff in it. There's a moment where it sounds like the acoustic might be hitting dead frets.
So I noticed this in the music video. Stu has an acoustic guitar.
Yeah. Which, by the way, gorgeous music video.
Yes, and we'll talk about it soon. But I want to talk specifically about the guitar. We have seen them in the music videos for this album. We have seen an acoustic microtonal guitar that is laid out the same way that the frets on the Banana are laid out.
Correct, yes.
But in this video, Stu plays a normal ass 12-10 acoustic guitar with a couple of extra frets like glued on.
I noticed that actually, and
only
I
on
wanted to comment
individual
on
strings, like tiny short one-string frets, only in the couple of spots where he was going to need them for this song.
Yeah.
So there were like 3 extra frets only on one string anywhere on that
That would
guitar.
explain why it sounded like there were dead frets, because if you're just doing a hack job like that.
Exactly. He's not using the normal acoustic microtonal guitar that he would be using on some of these other tracks.
I wonder if they hadn't gotten that commission back yet.
I bet that's what it is. And something that I found out when looking into the history of Honey is just how much a lot of these songs kind of are hack jobs.
Yeah. Well,
especially on this record where they're not able to go to a real professional studio and put something together, where they're in their homes and they have to rely on what they have then and there. Like, Stu is mostly making this album with what he has in his, home office.
Right. And they mentioned for this one especially, Straws in the Wind, Lucas said that he believes the guitars were recorded on an iPhone again.
Yeah, and that's something that, again, Stu talks about in Honey. He's not done using the iPhone, which we first saw way, way back at the very beginning of the career before they got good.
Right. And so the fact that they're still that scrappy and that dedicated to, well, I got the take.
Yeah. Like honestly, I'm learning so much about how to put good ahead of perfect from this band, because they leave so much imperfection in the final product.
Yeah.
When they like it.
Whereas if you were going for perfect, every time that Stu said woo, you'd cut that out because it's extraneous. It doesn't add anything.
Jesus. No, the woos make the band.
The woos are important.
Let's talk more about the music video, though.
Yeah, let's actually, before we talk about the video, can we talk about the lyrics?
Yeah.
Did you get a sense of what this song is about?
I did, but I didn't write it down. And now I feel dumb. Because
I got the sense that maybe this is another song about plastic.
It does seem like it's at least in part about plastic and about, the wastefulness of straws.
Yeah. Like,
but it's also about, I think, panic over the pandemic.
There's definitely that.
That's more what I was writing down. It's about, like, everybody going a little too crazy and buying up too much of the toilet paper.
You see
remember
that in
era?
verse 3 for sure, with the lyrics, the affluent with a bad omen hanging, monstrosity scarce breaking freedom. Like, that's definitely about toilet paper.
And I'm pretty sure that Ambi literally says at one point, although I don't have the quote with me at this point. Let me see, because I do have an interview open on my computer here. Yes. Ambi says, this acoustic boogie came together around March this year, March 2020. Stu hit me up to have a crack at writing some lyrics for it. It was one of the first song ideas for KG that came together. At the peak of the toilet paper crisis, it was so hard not to write a sign of the times at that point of complete chaos. I tried singing in a different register to what I'd normally, with the intention in mind to match the impending doom I was hearing in the music. So it's very literally about like toilet paper disappearing off the shelves as everybody was panicking in March 2020.
Okay,
so
yeah.
not just quarantine era pandemic, right at the start.
Yeah.
I guess Australia had it a little bit earlier than we did. Maybe February in Australia.
Sure.
I don't know exactly when they shut down in Melbourne, but yeah, real early COVID when it was impossible to find the necessities because everybody was fucking insane.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about the video.
Yeah,
And can we address the elephant in the room right away?
sure. What's the elephant?
Ambi looks a lot like Tommy Wiseau in this video.
Is it because of the sunglasses?
It's
because
the
of
sunglasses and the cheap green screen.
Yeah.
Like there's some definite The Room shit going on here.
There is. So everybody is wearing sunglasses. My favorite is Stu's are heart-shaped
Of course they are.
because, of course, they are.
Because he's cunty Stu.
Yeah. So Ambi's in aviator sunglasses. His hair is blowing from a fan, presumably that's placed in real life in front of him. But
Right.
there is a green screen behind
Although
him.
I don't think it was a fan, but we'll get to that.
There's a green screen behind him showing tulip fields. And then different members of the band are shown as well. And what's really, really bizarre is that they're wearing clothes that are the same color as the green screen.
They sure are.
So most of the time we only see head, hands, and sometimes like a tank top
Right.
that aren't green screened.
Right.
So you have very disembodied figures.
It's very silly.
It's very silly. And I don't know why they chose the Netherlands to be like the setting of this video with all the tulip fields and like traditional Dutch windmills and shit. It's so bizarre.
It's
I don't understand any thematic relevance.
right. All that I understand is that they wanted a tornado of plastic.
Right.
And so to accomplish that, they bought electric leaf blowers.
Okay. Yeah. They do have the electric leaf blowers.
And I'm pretty sure that's what they're using instead of a fan early on, is they're just pointing a leaf blower off stage at Ambi.
Okay. I felt like it was a fan at first because we only start to see the weird like leaf blower, what it does to your mouth
Later on.
at the end. Right. So they definitely have leaf blowers later on.
I think that they started the video with the leaf blowers going, oh, these are a cool fan effect that we can do really cheap. And then as the video went on, they got more and more delirious and went, hey, but what if we did this with it?
At one point, a CGI Ambrose breakdances.
Which, God bless him.
And
We get the Ambi rap. We get the Ambi breakdancing. This is a great record for Ambi.
and Joey pretends to play the vacuum cleaner or leaf blower.
Like a flute
Like it's
of
a
some
fucking
sort?
yeah, like it's a wind instrument.
Yeah.
I guess it would be a wind instrument.
Oh, well, yeah. Taking
Yeah.
an instrument a bit lightly, but
Yeah, I said would be, and yeah, we get the fake CGI tornado that like none of this is good CGI. This is
No.
firmly in the like rattlesnake territory of CG of like green screening.
oh, yeah.
It's so much fun. It's great. It's not good. It's great.
Yeah.
And at the very end of it, also, it's important to notice that the camera turns infrared.
Does it turn infrared?
Yeah, at the very end of the video.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, which is interesting because all of the music video for the next song, for some of us, is
thermal.
I'm sorry, thermal. Yes, not infrared. Good correction.
Okay, cool.
correction.
Yeah, no, I'm back with you.
Yes, it becomes a thermal camera at the end of Straws in the Wind, which all of Some of Us is shot with that thermal camera.
Yes. And we can move right into Some of Us if you would like.
Yeah, this is a Cookie Stew song.
And something that I noticed about it right away was, and I noticed this about the whole record, really, and even since Rat's Nest, which is the band really loves trills right now. Like, the band loves to just trill on a single note really briefly as an emphasis.
Yeah, and this is also something that makes it kind of hard when I was talking about the different scales that were being used on this record.
Sure.
Because they're doing weird shit already, it's kind of hard to tell when you're using a trill if you really mean that extra note to be part of the scale
That's
or not.
the thing.
And so some of the sources that I was looking at were not necessarily sure of how to treat that. And that's just not an issue that was there on Flying Microtonal Banana.
Right.
So we got the trills on Some of Us.
We got the trills all over this record, but I really noticed it on Some of Us, especially with the synth right after the line, everything turns into dust. I noticed that the trill was really strong there. I noticed on this song, I think was the first one on the record where I went, oh, the harmonica's really back.
Yeah, and I love the microtonal harmonica. Like,
Yeah.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
I want one so bad.
And yet this is not the coolest song for harmonica on the record, but
No,
we will get there.
It's not the coolest song really in any respect on this
It's
record.
my least favorite
It's
song.
also my least favorite song. It's a little bit more electronic than what we've gotten so far on the record. It picks up kind of directly from Straws in the Wind, but quickly evolves.
Yeah.
And it is about how humanity never learns enough from its past trials and tribulations, how we learn things and then never actually take the lessons to heart. So we keep making the same mistakes. It's particularly critical of like xenophobia and the xenophobia that was around in COVID, where people were getting really, really gross to Chinese people.
Yep.
So it's similar in a sense to Minimum Brain Size in that it's criticizing right-wing douchebags.
Yeah, I definitely
And-
wrote down this is a song about how right-wing culture results in everyone dying.
Yeah, and it's, like Straws in the Wind, very much a COVID song. So it's treating COVID as the latest in a long, long history of repeated failures by humankind to actually make our world better. And we see that way before COVID. This is also kind of the theme of The Wheel from Gumboot Soup.
Yeah.
Of how, we really need to make our world better by all getting together and acting as one to finally fix some problems. And yet we never fucking do. We're always asleep at the wheel.
Right, it's impossible.
Yeah. So we have more of that. Like, this band really does have a couple of wells that they keep turning back to. Granted, this was early 2020. We were all going back to those wells.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I mean, listening to this album really did just keep placing me back in, wow, everything did feel really weird in 2020. And when we get to Honey later on, and I'm going to talk about this podcast that Stu went on for
the KEXP show.
The Isolated Tracks podcast, when he talks about how he made Honey, it is so bizarre seeing them before they actually start getting into everything, doing the same thing that we all did every Zoom call back then. How are you handling things? How are you managing all of this?
Right.
Surviving, not thriving is literally what Stu says. And I think I heard that a million times back then.
Right.
Right? It's every single time we talked to anybody else, we all had the same platitudes that we went to over and over and over again. Every email was,
To the point where honesty becomes trite.
right. Every email was, in these troubling times. Like,
Right.
it's such a strong feeling of that era that permeates every nook and cranny of this album.
Yeah.
And so, it's such a relic of 2020.
Yes. Do we think that LW is going to be the same way?
I think probably not as much. I know that it's released in only 4 months later. So
Okay.
like probably still most of it was written and recorded in lockdown. But, and I don't know how strict Australia was. I don't remember, like, did they lift lockdowns when? Because obviously in most of the US, or at least in a lot of the US, a lot of that lifted much quicker
Then it should have.
than it really should have. And I would hope that the Australian government was smarter than, say, Florida. But I don't know. But I would imagine that a lot of that, like really March 2020 specifically, kind of feeling of everything has changed
Yeah.
is probably dissipating a little bit by the time that they're on LW. I don't know. I am very interested. I hope that it's not quite as much a COVID record, because I think there are a lot of really strong musical ideas on KG, and I would like a version of it that doesn't feel so rooted in this
Baggage.
one very specific moment in time.
Yeah. I only have one other musical note for this song, which is that I think that the break in the solo drums after the final everything turns into dust in that final chorus.
Yeah.
There's a break where it goes into solo drums, and honestly, could have been more dramatic and cunty.
Wow.
They-
Cavs, you're canceled.
Yep.
Be more cunty.
Drop the ball.
Cavs, you're fucking canceled.
Drop the ball. That one could have had just a little bit more juice. Not
There's a
that
music-
it matters, because I'm not paying attention to this song anyway.
Yeah, this is the song that took me the longest to like remember how it goes.
Yeah. This is also the end of side A, I believe.
It is. And let's chat briefly about the music video.
Yeah, it's a thermal video that the first thing I noticed about it was that it's almost completely red and yellow,
Yes.
which means that either that camera is miscalibrated as hell or they're in a very hot room.
And either of those could be true. And it's very possible that they deliberately miscalibrated that.
Right.
And what I really found interesting on it is that what they're doing throughout this video, in addition to playing their instruments, they're having a bunch of water poured on them.
I did notice that.
And it
Which
creates
makes for a
this-
really fun effect.
Yeah, it creates this really cool effect where as the water runs down their faces, because it changes sometimes from like a yellow to a red, it makes it look like they're bleeding,
Yeah.
which kind of fucks. Like,
Oh, yeah, no,
it's
it
pretty
goes
fucking
hard.
cool. There are sometimes when we can actually see like a shower, where we can see the water falling from the shower. But most of this album is done, or most of this music video rather, is done in close-ups. And sometimes somebody holds a shirt tight in front of their face, like generally a wet t-shirt, tight
Yeah.
in front of their face to really like hug the curves of their face, but in a slightly different, again, temperature, I guess.
Isn't that just halfway to waterboarding?
Hopefully. I don't know. How do you want me to answer that? What's my line?
I have a question about this video.
Yeah.
Who's the old man?
I also had that question, and I don't have an answer, so I didn't want to address it. But I
Okay.
think that's a very fair question.
Who's the old man? Does anybody know this? Can you message me? Because, I want to know.
Who is the old man in the Some of Us video?
Yeah.
Is it one of them, and they just look really, really different when you're measuring their temperature instead of their
I refuse to
Appearance?
believe that that's true. With that facial hair? Come on.
I mean, some of them have facial hair, and it was COVID. I shaved my head fully in like April 2020.
Wait, you did?
I did. I shaved my head down to bare skin. I needed a haircut, and I didn't trust myself to give a haircut. It must have been actually still in late March, because there was nothing open at the time. I couldn't, there was nothing I could do other than
Sure.
a self haircut, and I didn't know when that was going to happen.
And the SHC is so tempting. And it's so dangerous.
And I knew without a question that if I tried to do anything other than just completely shave it down, I would fuck it up. There's no way I would get it even. There's no way I'd get it to look good. But I know it'll be even if I go and get rid of everything.
It's true. I mean, I did that when I was a teenager. Was I buzzed down to nothing because I was sick of maintaining long hair that didn't look good on me.
So that was the first and only time I've ever gone down to nothing. There is only one photo that I have of myself from that era, but you can't even tell because I was wearing in that photo a flower crown that was made for me by somebody that I was hanging out with, Yannicka, the girlfriend of, and now wife of, my friend who ran the tap room of a brewery, who I would hang out with during quarantine because her job had turned into just waiting for people to show up at the brewery so she could put a case of beer in their trunk and have them drive away. So we would just hang out at the brewery all day from sunup to sundown, drinking beer, smoking weed, listening to music in the front of the brewery, or in the outside on the loading dock of the brewery.
What music?
Oh, it would anything.
No, you didn't have any music yet. We hadn't started the show.
It wasn't King Gizzard, no.
Then what's the point?
And I remember very specifically, I showed her The Comet Is Coming.
That's a good record.
It is. Well, it's a band, but
Oh, sorry. It's good band. I've only heard one of their records, so I only associate them with one record.
fair. And then occasionally tripping on acid. I had a great start to COVID. I had nothing to do, so that was a great time. But Yannicka would go around and pick up flowers and little weeds from around the brewery, and she made a flower crown the way that her grandmother had taught her way back in Finland. And so in that photo, I have a flower crown, so you can't see my completely bald head. So there are no photos I can show you.
I desperately wish I had one photo of that. I really do.
I know. Honestly, I would. You know me. You know how I am about pre-transition photos. I'd share it I would share it readily.
I bet I could make a Gemini whip one up. It's fine.
No. Not allowed. Please, nobody. Never feed a photo of me into an AI tool. Please, I beg you.
Yeah, no, that's the worst thing you can do.
So yeah, I have no idea who the old guy is.
Okay.
None whatsoever. But flower crowns are cool.
Flower crowns are cool. You still have a nice little crocheted flower crown that I really like.
But this was a real one.
Yeah.
Woven together on their stems.
So I think it's time to move into our next segment of the show.
Side B?
No. No. Yael's Vocabulary Corner.
All right. What do you need?
Well, our next track is called Ontology.
Okay, so yeah, side B.
Yeah.
All right. Ontology. Definition 1, a branch of metaphysics concerned with the nature and relations of being. Definition 2, a particular theory about the nature of being or the kinds of things that have existence. So essentially, ontology is the most annoying kind of philosophical question, the I'm 14 and this is deep kind of question.
Oh, it's how do we know that we're all seeing the same color?
Yes. That's ontology.
How do I know that when I say blue, you're also referring to the same thing when you say blue, and that maybe we aren't just all using language that relates only to ourselves and isn't actually a shared universal experience, but we just use the same language because we don't know any better?
How do we know that we exist? How do we know what exists? What does existence even really mean? The kinds of questions that you start to really ponder when you are on a heroic dose of mushrooms.
Sure. I wouldn't know, but sure, yeah. The kind of questions
I can tell you. This is the kind of question you start to ponder when you're on a heroic dose of mushrooms.
The kind of questions you start to ponder when you've been locked up in your apartment for 3 months, not allowed to leave for any reason because there's a pandemic.
Exactly. Now, I will say, philosophers have, I think, probably pretty good reason to talk about some of this stuff.
Philosophers do, sure.
But I don't understand anything from ontology, and I'm not personally particularly interested, except for when I've had too many mushrooms. It is a probably fascinating topic that I find any sort of lay discussion of to be extraordinarily tedious.
Yeah.
So, thankfully, they don't give us their answers.
Thank God.
They give us a bunch of questions about, hey, what does any of this mean? Are we in a simulation? But they answer the question, I think, the best possible way. And I don't know whether it's an earnest answer or whether it's a mocking answer, but I like it. The answer they give is thinking for yourself is an overrated thing. Be free.
It's a song about nihilism, right?
I think it's a song about, hey, like, what's the point of pondering the question of what is existence? Like, that doesn't take you anywhere, doesn't get you anything. Like, whether we are thinking for ourselves or not, whether we have free will or not, whether we are real or whether we are simulations, doesn't fucking matter.
And I just want to clear up for a second. If you aren't clear yet as to what kind of questions are being asked, you can look directly at the lyrics. The questions being asked are, why is there anyone? Why do we think? What is the point of it? Why anything? Why is there anything? What is the link? What is the point of it? Why anything? The lyrics are not subtle.
No.
They're asking big fucking questions about the very nature of existence, and then they're turning around and saying, stop that.
Yeah. So I have a friend, my friend Rose, who is a philosopher. She has actually an instrumental role in how Noel and I know each other.
Sure does.
And Rose is a big fan of a philosopher from ancient China called Zhuangzi. And Zhuangzi wrote this work of philosophy. She's translated it, and she refers to the Zhuangzi, this particular work of philosophy that's named after the guy that wrote it, as the most trans work of philosophy in existence.
What makes it so trans?
It's all about like change and shit like that. I don't know. I didn't really understand it when I tried to read it.
Gotcha.
I did my best.
I didn't even attempt to read it. I had it recommended to me, and I was like, oh, that sounds cool.
I did my best. I read one version of it. I think I own 3 different translations of it, all on her recommendation, one of which being her translation.
Sure.
Oh, I guess I own that. I just have access to it. And I feel like thinking for yourself is an overrated thing. Be free is the kind of thing that Rose would say is a good Zhuangist lesson. Like, hey, just like, don't. You can opt out. Nothing is just as good as anything.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like the idea that nothing is just as good as anything. That there's nothing actually good about the idea of existence. There's nothing bad about it. It just is. So like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
I'm probably misreading that. Like, any philosopher of Zhuangzi, or if for whatever odd reason Rose ends up listening to this podcast, they'll probably tell me I'm wrong. I'm okay with that. I'm not a philosopher. I like the idea of not having to think about the meaning of existence.
It sounds exhausting, really.
It really does. So,
unfortunately, I am occasionally a poet, and so I get kind of wrapped up in that occasionally. I try not to. I try to, be better than that. But
tell you what, it was the worst part of my big mushroom trip like a week and a half ago.
I believe that.
I really liked like listening to music and seeing visuals and having everything just kind of be cool. And then falling into the ego death and the out of body experience and the what even is existence thing, that was a lot scarier.
Yeah.
Interesting. A very fascinating experience.
Those questions always seemed to have a lot simpler answers back when I was still Christian.
Yeah, I guess if you have the answers prescribed for you.
Right. Like it was a lot easier to like say what the point of life was when it was already told to me by everyone for my entire life. This is the point of life.
Sure. Although, like, St. Augustine definitely wrestled with those questions a ton.
Sure. But, like,
Christians definitely have not always agreed on that.
I was part of the evangelical free church. Like, we had our own ideas, and anything else was wrong and heretical and was going to send you to hell. So I didn't have to question anything.
Sure.
I was free.
Thinking for yourself is an overrated thing.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's good to be brainwashed by a cult. That's what we're really getting down to here.
Well, as long as that cult is the weirdo swarm, I'm in.
Yeah.
Or the cult of LGBT.
So this
the alphabet cult.
The alphabet mafia. Yeah. So this is my second or third favorite song on the record.
Yeah, this song fucks.
This song has so much great going on for it. It's got 3 distinct musical elements that I want to talk about.
Please.
The first one is, and I'm hoping I'm not wrong about this, I think this is our first Giz song to have a gong in it.
I can't think of one before it, but I don't feel confident.
I think this is our first Giz song to have a gong in it,
Hell yeah.
which made me really happy. The second thing is the way that Be Free is delivered with that high choral thing where it's just all the voices going, be free. Like,
Yes.
that's so much fun, and it makes me happy every single time. And then my favorite thing on the entire record immediately follows that. Ambi's goddamn harmonica.
I mean, we can't say it enough. We say it all the time, and yet we never say it enough.
The do 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 do. Yeah, it's just
we never say it enough. Ambi's harmonica makes the band.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, Ontology is great. It's relentless. It is so fast-paced for not being a thrash metal song.
right.
It is so just epic feeling in its intro.
Yep.
And it never lets up. It's so good.
I really like in verse 1 where it's now there is something that's on my mind. Now there is something that's on my mind. Like I love that run in something.
Yeah, the little melisma.
Yeah, the little melisma. Like it's so good.
It comes back.
It feels more in the spirit of like Bollywood tradition.
And we'll get there.
And we'll get there. But this feels like the first hint that, oh, that's what we're starting to do now.
This song also has some of the most out there woos.
Oh, the woos.
And we know that this band is famous for its woos, that Stu is famous for his woos.
Of course.
This song takes those woos to a new level.
And honestly, we stand.
We stand.
We stand. I don't really have anything else to say about this song besides just sucking its dick longer.
So let's suck Intrasport's dick.
Okay, my favorite song on the record. Let's go.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say it's the best song on the record.
It is my favorite song on this record. It is wild. It is absolutely the song that after listening to this album, I go, holy shit.
Like,
That was wild. That was weird.
And it
I wanted
tells
to
you.
say so many things about it to Noelle before, but no, I listened to the album before Noelle did. So even if I wanted to spoil her, I couldn't. Or even if I wanted to like break the podcast and talk to her about it, I couldn't. I just like, Noelle, I've got something to say that I can't say. Noelle, I have something to say, and I will not tell you what it is. I won't even tell you what song it is, but I want to say something. And what I wanted to say is, how the fuck did we get a microtonal house music Bollywood song and it works?
it works in context, even. Like, it'd be one thing if it worked and it felt like it was its own thing on, like, Gumboot.
I mean, it does feel like
That would
it's
be-
its own thing.
But I
don't
would say
think
this works in context. The first time I listened through, this did not stand out as anything odd to me.
Oh, it did for me.
Really.
Absolutely, it did.
I didn't notice that this was an odd song until the second listen.
Oh, no, I noticed instantly. It was weird. It was awesome. And I'm not saying that it stood out like a sore thumb,
Sure.
but it was very clearly the notable track.
Sure. I'm just saying that I think that I was a little primed for it already because we had previously established on Fishing for Fishies, Acheron.
So, yeah, I'm not saying that.
Like, Acheron established the idea that, oh, we can break into house music randomly and have it work.
Yeah, but it was the Bollywood thing that was out of nowhere for me. And I did
Sure.
not get a Bollywood sense from Ontology at all.
Interesting. I definitely got it on Ontology, but I think the idea was taken to its conclusion on
See,
Intersport.
I have never heard a Bollywood thing in Ontology at all.
Interesting. Okay.
Intersport, though, like that is one of the coolest things I've ever heard. It's the most Joey thing that we've gotten, except for those last 2 minutes of Acheron.
And the very first thing you hear in the song is also extremely Joey, which is it's a lead guitar line that just sounds absolutely nasty.
Yeah.
It is this disgusting lead guitar line that doesn't feel metal at all, but still has a lot of sharp, jagged edges to it, where you're like, oh, this is crunchy and this is weird and I don't like this, but this is also exactly what's needed right here.
Yeah, and there's some weirdly like heavy breathing sounds.
The heavy breathing sounds are dope.
Yeah, they are. And I don't know how you put that together. I don't know how you think, you know what's needed in this section? Yeah, heavy breathing. And there's a bunch of claps. There's the vocal delivery that all makes it feel very big dance number Bollywood.
It's all right out of the club.
It's all right out of the dance break in RRR.
Sure. I need to watch RRR again.
Girl who's only seen one Bollywood film thinks that everything reminds her of RRR. But I'll be honest, I have only seen the one Bollywood film, and I should watch more.
That's fair. God, what a great movie, though.
I was surprised how much I liked this one on first listen because I don't historically have any connection with house music. I don't historically have any connection with Bollywood. I don't historically have any connection with like any of the things that put this.
And you generally don't like it when people talk about killing themselves.
Hey, I feel like this is more about killing each other.
Oh, that's not what I got from it.
No, this feels like hunting for sport.
I thought this was a song, like the intra sport section of it, like intra being inside sport. As far as I took that as being like fighting with yourself.
Oh, I definitely took it as
like, to me, this is a song about suicide.
No, I thought this was a song about like feeling forced to hunt down another person.
We heard slightly different songs, I think.
That's okay.
It is okay. But like, I'm surprised you didn't read it the way that I did.
Not even a little bit.
But like the lyrics, my hand is on the gun.
Yeah.
Get to me before my face splashes in the sky. Like,
yeah, no, this
that's
feels
someone saying I'm about to shoot myself in the head.
No, this feels like
stop me before I do it, and my face splashes.
No, this feels
into the
like
sky.
a battle royale to me. This feels like everybody is hunting each other, and I have to get you before you get me, or somebody else does.
Huh.
This felt like a battle royale, a Hunger Games situation, that kind of thing. I think that's also what I read on KGLW Net.
Okay. So that's probably more right. Like that definitely makes verse 2 make more sense.
But also, like, I don't know. I didn't get the self side of it, but I don't know. I mean, I've definitely read some of these songs wrong before.
Yeah. I thought it was about suicide. I understand your perspective as well. I think your perspective probably makes more sense.
But I also think that the vast majority of my listens to this song, I wasn't paying attention to what it means at all.
Yeah, most of the time.
Because it's a vibe.
Most of the time I listened to the song, I heard one line and one line only.
Which line?
I used to dream about killing certain people.
Well, yeah.
And if that was the only line I'd ever heard from this song, it would still be an all-time Giz banger for me.
Yeah, I mean, the lyrics to this song really are not what makes the song. What makes the song is how fucking dancey it is.
But, like, it cuts down to, I used to dream about killing certain people. Oh, my God!
Yeah, no, it fucking rocks. It's so good.
Yeah. Oh, because who hasn't?
I mean, I frequently dream of killing the minimum brain size people.
I don't think we're allowed to say that. We'll get banned from Blue Sky.
As I said last time, you threatened me with getting banned from Blue Sky. Oh no, how awful.
Joey's inspirations for fuck me. Joey's inspirations for Intrasport come from a variety of sources. He talked to Consequence of Sound, saying that it was his attempt at writing a Bollywood-inspired early 2000s housey come R&B banger. It was definitely fun to experiment with the vibes on this track. Britney duet 2021? It'd be a dream come true, TBH.
I mean,
so he wants to collaborate with Britney Spears, right?
Yeah.
Is that what he's saying?
Yes, that's what he's saying.
Fuck yeah, let's do it.
Let's fucking do it.
I
I'm here
want
for
this.
it. Yeah. I had no expectation that if you were ever to put the words in front of me, house music, Bollywood, microtonal,
I'd put the last two together.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah, no, you're probably right there. I don't know. I would not think that this track would work. It absolutely works. It fucks. It's so good. It's a shame they don't play it live.
I think this is the thing where we really start to see the difference between Giz and Giz-inspired bands. Because Giz can do this. A Giz-inspired band absolutely cannot. There's no way that a Giz-inspired band is ever going to come up with something this fresh and this original without someone else doing it first.
I mean, I think this is just Joey.
Sure.
I think this is just Joey having a fucking blast his own time.
But it's Joey supported by Stu and Cavs. Like, you have to have that support from the other people for it to come together as a Giz track.
I mean, a little bit, but like, even from just the history we know of this song, this was 98% Joey.
Sure.
Like, the rest of them are like, all right, yeah, this is good enough. Let's throw it on the record.
If we had a band where, like, we were regularly writing original music and we had an idea for an album and the album was complete and you came at me with something this off the wall before the record came out.
Yeah, you would throw it back in my face. You would not have any interest in it.
I'm way too rigid for that. I don't have the mental flexibility to be able to say, okay, but that could work.
Yeah. This is my complaint.
I think that I can walk away from the song having learned something about myself.
That you're too rigid for this.
I'm too rigid for this. This could never happen under my watch.
Or you could take the lesson and go, okay, yeah, I could be open to this. I can see why it would work.
They're the same lesson, just different sides. It's optimism versus pessimism.
I mean, the one is a decision to change, and the other isn't.
Optimism versus pessimism.
Therapy versus not.
Ah.
Yeah, and we talked more about this before, so I think what's left is to talk about the music video.
Yeah, we can talk about the Big Fisheye music video.
Joey is walking down a street and into an apartment in Melbourne. He's singing the song during an ultra slow-mo at a house party that I'm not entirely sure if it's meant to be ultra slow-mo or full stop time for everybody else.
I think it's supposed to be freeze frame for everyone who isn't the lead.
Yeah. I think that's true. It's very clear that they're not doing freeze frame with effects. They're just having everybody try to freeze.
Which is my favorite way to do it.
Right. And so it ends up looking a little bit more like slow-mo, ultra slow-mo. And there are a couple of times throughout where it does seem like maybe they are going for the ultra slow-mo instead. But either way, there's one person always that has the action, mostly at the start of the video. It's Joey.
Who is wearing an Elton John t-shirt, which for no reason at all feels extremely
appropriate,
like the right choice.
Yeah, absolutely. And so he's singing the song while everybody's just kind of at this house party in freeze frame. And this is
freeze frame. Is that down the road from Melbourne or?
This is a very tiny apartment. It's very like our male living space. Like
r/ male living space, not our personal male living space.
No. Yeah, it's very much like there is nothing in this apartment other than what is necessary, strictly necessary. I think it was John Angus.
Yeah, it was John's apartment.
John Angus
the director.
John Angus.
I don't remember his last name.
Why am I forgetting his last name?
John Angus Stewart?
John Angus Stewart, that's it.
The director of Chunky Shrapnel.
That's right.
And the director of this video.
Yeah, he said that it was his apartment because it was the smallest apartment of anybody he knows.
Yep.
And
which sounds like a film director.
Yeah, absolutely. Near the end of the video, everybody gets a turn to be the one person that can move. And everybody just kind of strips and dances.
Yeah, everybody loses the shirt because, yeah, why not?
At the very, very, very end, everything is done in super speed where everybody's moving. This time the camera is sped up itself. It's not everybody's just moving fast.
Okay.
It's like people just don't move like that. So the camera is clearly sped up. The footage is sped up. So, yeah, it's kind of fun. It feels very like classic music video to me. It feels like the kind of music video you'd have seen on MTV. Yeah,
it's definitely not trying to do anything new or original. It's a music video that matches the vibe of the song and is
classic
fun.
And fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's, we've all been to house parties, and this is a house party with a fun house music song.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Odd Life. Right away, I commented, yeah, sure, this is an ambient stew song, but like, it's got a lot of harp on it. And nowhere on the liner notes do they ever credit a harpist. They credit synth players and keyboard players, which makes me believe that this must be a synthesized harp of some sort. But I'd like to know how they're playing it and who is playing it and where they landed on that choice, because I think it's a fascinating choice. I think it's a cool choice. I think it's something that we're going to see come back really heavily on Phantom Island when we get there. And I would like to know who initially went, oh, we could layer in some harp here, and that's going to be really cool. Because it's the first, like, big orchestration thing that we've seen in a while, where it's gone, oh, you're really playing with something more orchestral in nature.
And this one, I would say, is also very, very good. It's also a really fun song.
I like this song.
It is one where, again, it's very, very much of its era.
Yeah.
It is a song about, oh, hey, we've been a really, like, active band for a long time. We have been doing nothing but nonstop studio and touring for years now. And all of a sudden, we aren't.
See, I didn't even get that part of it from the song itself, the idea of all of a sudden we aren't. I just took this as a song that is very much a Robot Stop-like, where he's just describing all of the stuff that's breaking his spirit. And, like, I never got the sense from the song that he's recognized that he's getting a break.
Well, it's not so much that like, he's recognized that he's getting a break. It's, I think that, oh, shit, now I have a chance to stop and think about this. And, wow, my life is really weird. And it's hard to recognize when I'm actively doing it.
Sure, I guess that's fair.
And certainly in context of the rest of the album already having been so obviously a COVID record.
Yes.
I think that, like, in the context, it's pretty clear to me that it's, oh, all of a sudden we're not touring, we're not in the studio, and I don't know that, like, I've ever had this breath before.
Yeah. I think the big thing
but you're right, I'm not sure that that's textual. And if this song came up and it wasn't in the context of KG and somebody heard it for the first time, they would definitely hear it as a song about what it's like to be in a successful band, but not necessarily realize that it's written in the moment where everything's stopped.
Right. Because it's written very much in a present tense, where, like, when you get to the bridge, Ambi is talking about, not having a concept of geography and being in the middle of a car park, just, like, kind of in the present tense.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of throws me. So, like, I wonder if the lyrics for this were at least partially written pre-COVID. And so they started writing it from the perspective of, oh, we are currently crashing out because of everything. And then COVID happens, and then they get the full crash out, and that kind of polishes the song for them.
Based on what we know about how they write, I'm doubting that.
Okay.
Just because they so very clearly start with music and then go to lyric.
Right.
And based on, what we've seen in the interviews about which songs came early and which songs didn't. But yeah, I mean, I think that it's certainly possible, and it's definitely, like, yeah, I mean, they are clearly expecting to go back on the road, right? This is still their life. This is the life that they built and that they want to be living.
Right. And so it's a very present tense Odd Life.
Right. It's also our first instance of Ambi trying to rap.
I have thoughts about this.
Please.
If that is rapping, then the guitar chugs that it's over are a metalcore breakdown.
So, yes or no?
It's not rapping.
I
It's rap adjacent, maybe.
said pseudo rap in my notes.
I think pseudo rap is more accurate.
That's why I introduced it with attempt at rapping. It is certainly akin to rap.
It's definitely more pitched than most rap that I think of.
I mean, there's some really pitched rap out
Oh, there
there.
is, yes. Don't get me wrong.
But it is definitely a singer who is not particularly, like, based in hip hop or rap as his primary genre doing rap.
Sure, yeah.
Like it is a non-rap song, non-rap artist doing rap, perhaps.
Perhaps. I don't know if I can accept that or not.
I'm not sure if I can either.
It's worth sitting on.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can either. That's honestly like, first of all, I think it's a good section.
Sure. Yeah. No, it's great.
I love my ambi bridges. We've gotten a few of them in the past. They're always a fun interlude. I like it when we have songs that trade off between Stu and ambi because ambi generally brings a really fun energy.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely still true here. Whether or not it's rap, I don't know. I know that there are going to be a couple more tracks where we get ambi rapping, at least I've heard. And so I don't know if it's more of this kind of pseudo rap or if he settles into
his own flow.
His own sort of flow. But if this is what the Shrimpomaniac has to offer, you know, I'm still okay with it, but I'm not 100% sure that you're a rapper, ambi.
Not yet, anyway. We'll get you there, I'm sure.
Still very fun.
Silver Cord has some rap on it, right? Is that right?
I don't think it's Silver Cord. It might be. I think that what I've heard is Omnium.
Omnium.
Has some rap, but I don't know. I really don't know. So we will see when we get there, I guess. Odd Life is apparently one of Cookie's favorite songs.
Really?
From their discography, which, you know what? I could imagine if you're in the band, one of the songs about what it's like to be in the band would hit.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he's going to push for them to play it again.
So that is the thing. And that's, I think, the big thing that I had left to talk about. This song was played at Field of Vision last year on night one. And during this song, a fan named Matt Gawayak, I'm assuming on the last name there, a fan named Matt collapsed during Odd Life. He passed away a few hours later, apparently of a heart attack. The song was then cut from the official Field of Vision recording. It's not on the vinyl. It's not on the recording of the show.
It's not in the bootleg at all.
It's not in the bootleg at all. And it has not been played since Field of Vision Night 1 last year when it was cut short.
Right.
Later on...
What a weirdly appropriate song for that to happen during.
Yeah, I would say. Later on in Field of Vision last year, they did dedicate music to Matt, who passed away. The entire, I believe, bootleg of the entire show is dedicated to Matt. And so it feels relevant to mention here that, you know, that Matt passed away during Odd Life, and it's a great song. It is a shame that it has to be associated with something so sad and tragic. And I hope that if they do decide to return to playing Odd Life, that I have every expectation that they would do it, you know, respectfully. But I don't know whether they will. And I think that's okay. You know, however they feel about that song has probably changed.
I'm sure it would have a very different flavor for them now than it used to.
So it's a great song. It has a bit of extra sad color now.
Yeah.
All right. Now,
Honey.
Hard transition to make.
Honey, in my opinion, is the best song on this record.
Honey is so good. It is also the song that I now know most about because of the KEXP podcast.
Would you call this the most commercially viable song on the record?
Yeah, on this record, probably. In their discography, not even close.
No, but just on this record.
Yeah, I would say that's probably true. Honey has slightly kind of Western vibes again, but more in a like Grateful Dead Americana sense. I got kind of Grateful Dead vibes from this one.
I don't know enough about the Dead to weigh in on that.
It feels like it's a little bit more like that kind of Americana sort of sound to me. Obviously not an American band, but we do know that ambi in particular has a taste for American folk music.
Yeah.
This is a love song, but it's also a bit of a love song suited to the COVID moment. And from the interview that Stu did on KEXP, we know that it was originally just more of a saccharine love song at first and became a little bit darker and a little bit more sincere with COVID.
I thought that upon my evaluation of the lyrics, I found it to be a really flowery love song.
It is. And I think that when he said it's a little bit darker, that's a little bit misstating it.
Okay.
But also it was still very much during lockdown when he did that interview. And so he was probably thinking more about how it had changed from its earliest version. It is a song about how the person that you love keeps you feeling good when the world is, even when the world is falling apart.
Yeah. This song definitely has some of my favorite lyrics I've heard from Giz ever. I think that the line, "The world we're in is broken and you're the magic potion," is maybe the sweetest lyric they've ever written.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I had written it.
I mean,
it's so good.
I absolutely think about you when I hear this song every single time.
Oh.
I think about what it's like to wake up in bed next to you.
Oh.
You, listener, you. I'm talking about you.
Oh.
No, Noelle. I obviously mean you, my wife, my loving wife.
This is the first time I've listened to a Giz song and thought, oh, I have an idea for an original tattoo that I don't think other people have done yet.
Oh, I am so interested to hear what you have. I understand if you don't necessarily want to put that on the show.
Just a little potion bottle with the words, "You're the magic potion."
Aw.
I think it would be really cute and sweet.
That is cute and sweet. It's so lovely. I want to talk a little bit about this KEXP Isolated Tracks episode.
Yeah.
It's episode 3.
I didn't get a chance to listen to this, and I really wish I had.
It's episode 3. It's about 28 minutes or something like that. It's under a half an hour.
Sure.
They start by talking about going stir crazy in lockdown, as you do.
As you do.
At the start, there are 4 people on screen. There's 3 people from KEXP.
And
Stu. It starts very much the way that we all started Zoom calls back then, just talking about COVID.
Yeah.
Cheryl Waters calls herself an honorary member of the band.
Which I've heard that referenced before, and I think that's very sweet.
It is. It's cute. And she's not part of the podcast. She shows up just to say hi to Stu and then leaves.
Good for her.
And
living her best life, honestly.
Absolutely. Like, if I was working for some business that meant that I got to jump in on the call that I'm not supposed to be in just to say hi to my favorite band and then leave, I would absolutely take advantage of that.
That's how you know you're working for the right people.
Right. Like, Cheryl Waters, very legitimately, a Giz fan.
Yeah.
A member of the Weirdo Swarm. Like, she has to like music that she may or may not like all the time.
But, like, this clearly comes honestly.
Right. It ends up dropping down to 2 people. The other KEXP person is, a behind the scenes person. So it's a one-on-one interview. And they have Stu walk them through the process of Honey and how it got put together, how it was made. Stu talked about how long it takes them to make an album, how it takes them a really, really long time, and that people think that it's a quick process for them because of how frequently they release music.
But really, it's just that they're never not working.
Right, and that they are often working on so many things at the same time that it obscures how long it takes them for each thing.
That makes sense.
So they're nonstop.
It's like doing animated television, where, like, obviously each episode takes 6 months to make, but you don't have 6 months to make each episode, and so you have to work on a bunch at a time, which obscures how long it takes to make each episode.
Exactly. So he talks about Honey beginning as a jam on Sleep Drifter from Flying Like a Eternal Banana.
Which you can hear Sleep Drifter jamming the main riff from Honey if you go back to the 6/20/2018 show, the June 20th, 2018 show on KGLW.net. You can listen to the beginning of Sleep Drifter.
And it's absolutely right there.
And yeah, he's just playing Honey. We've seen that set. We've listened to that set before. And obviously we didn't notice it. But it's there and it's ready to listen to. And it's so cool to, like, have that little piece that you can go back to.
Oh, I recognize that now. Yeah, I wouldn't have known. So he talks about moments where they're looking at each other as a band and just kind of go, oh, that 5-second riff in this jam, that's a whole new song.
Right.
And that is just kind of how they make so much of their music. Their music very much comes before the lyrics. The lyrics came upon reflecting on COVID and what kept him sane during COVID.
Right, because at this point he's married and has a kid, right? Or does he have a kid at this point?
I don't think he has a kid yet. Maybe he has a kid, but I know that Butterfly 3000 is the album he makes
About
having a kid.
Okay.
But he definitely has a wife at this point, and he references at one point later on in this episode how he made a particular choice to double and pitch up an existing vocal track rather than record a new harmony. Specifically because he was thinking about, he said he probably was thinking about it at 2 a.m. while lying in bed next to his wife and didn't want to wake her.
That is so sweet. That is so cute.
Right. And again, it makes so much sense given that this song is about like being in bed with your wife who keeps you sane.
Right.
It's adorable. It started out as effervescent pre-COVID and became darker and more sincere. It's not a dark song, but it is, I think, it's sincere and going, hey, the world is insane, but yeah,
it's a little somber tonally at times.
But you keep me okay. Stu says he likes rewriting and changing things even up to the last day.
Does not surprise me.
There's plenty of times where they go into a final recording session and Stu is completely rewriting things, which, that fucking tracks. Even if it takes them 3 years to make a song, it's taking them the full 3 years to make that song. He said he starts by generally writing with drums. Calves is doubled on this track, left and right. He hates the drum recording, he doesn't hate it. He says it's really bad. He did not say he hates it. He says that the drum recording is really bad and that doing recording badly is pretty frequent in his work. And he talks about how because he didn't like the drums, he added samples, including different snare samples in the left and the right in order to beef it up.
I love this.
There were 2 mics, one for the kick drum and one overhead. But he EQ'd the kick drum out to make space for the sample.
Yeah. Yeah, of course you did.
He bounced it all through a Tascam to add grit. The guitar track was recorded with an iPhone, which he said he likes doing because it's always in his pocket and he likes the grit.
Okay.
Just a little bit of chorus and EQ, doubled left and right, but otherwise just the iPhone sound on the guitar. The bass is recorded in many small parts that are stitched together, unlike other instruments. So the last bit of the song that has a different sounding bass, it's almost certainly a different bass. And it's just left in.
Sure.
Rather than doing, not intentionally, just they picked up a different bass that day and, okay.
A masterclass in not letting the perfect be the enemy of the good.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's that same idea that you mentioned earlier.
You see his Ableton session in the podcast.
Yeah.
And so there's a split there. There's no split anywhere else. It's not like it was trying to be a different thing, but you needed to record a new bass section. And I don't know. I guess they changed it. The last third of the song was written on was recorded on a different day with a different bass. So it sounds different. The vocals are all done with a stock Ableton plugin. With stock Ableton plugins on this one.
Fantastic.
He doesn't normally use compression. He prefers a lot of saturation. Lots of saturation.
I'm aware of that.
But on this one, he used compression.
That makes sense. Because this is definitely one of the more polished sounding songs, which is in a lot of ways.
Which is wild, given, again, multiple different basses, drums that he didn't like and had to push around.
But it's considered.
iPhone recording.
It's clearly considered. It's not haphazard.
Some of it's haphazard. I've seen the Ableton session.
Okay, wow.
He says he does not have a standard process for vocals, and he just kind of works with whatever he has in the moment. He pulled out the mic that he was using, which is not a standard mic. It's just
he was using an AKG DGN99E, which I don't know what that is. I'm going to look that up real quick.
Had a giant gooseneck on the mic. He pitched up the vocals, doubled it to when he wanted to have a harmony. That doubling an octave up. Or that doubling harmony up tries to make it a little synthy.
That's a podium mic.
He says he would usually sing a harmony, but he would wake up his wife if he did it, so he just pitched it up instead. He had to pitch the Mellotron flute samples a quarter tone flat at times to fit the tuning.
Yep.
A lot of the harmonica stuff that Ambi sent was really like masked to hell in the session. So Ambi sent him way more harmonica than he actually used.
Which is a production technique that I like. I like having way too much of something and then you trim it down to just what you need.
Yeah. Same thing with Cookie's piano overdubs. Cavs apparently added some iPad finger drums 2 days before mastering.
Wild.
To give it a final touch. And Stu said that this is a very restrained Giz song, that it was a much smaller Ableton session than normal.
I hear that.
Yep. He learned from Daptone to reduce low frequencies before the tape mastering plugin, and then to boost the same frequencies after.
Interesting.
So that the tape only hits the high frequencies and doesn't distort the low.
Yeah. And that's how you get that nice round, clean sound in the low end.
Yep.
That makes sense to me.
I like I said, I told you this a couple days ago when I found this podcast when I first listened to it. Like this, I'm not sure how useful this is going to be like for the podcast. I'm not sure how interesting it will be to the people. I don't know what y'all are listening to us for, whether it's for the banter or the song.
It's for my shining personality.
Or for Noel's shining personality. Or for the nerdy shit. But I know that Noel would really like the nerdy shit about how Stu's like workflow is.
Yeah, I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch this.
Yeah. He also mentioned that he prefers to organize his tracks in the session chronologically from when they show up in the song. Like when they first drop in.
I like that.
I'm not sure how I feel about it personally.
I like that. I think it would end up with me having a lot of extra tracks.
Sure.
Like I would break things out more just for a cleaner.
Sure.
But yeah, I do like that.
I'm not sure how I feel about that one personally, but I'm not the one that's generally doing our production. Not that I wouldn't mind doing a little bit more.
Oh, you certainly can.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I have from that Isolated Tracks episode. Definitely watch it. It's on YouTube. It's a really, really interesting walkthrough. If you want to know more about Stu's process of recording and producing his music, I've never seen something like this before. Yeah. Certainly not with Giz. Really, really fascinating to me, and I think even more so probably it'll be to Noel.
Yeah.
Give it a listen, give it a watch, because it is a Zoom call.
Yeah. We do have a video left to talk about. We have the video for Honey.
That's right. We do.
Which is one of the cleanest videos I've ever seen them do. Like it's very high def video. It's very cleanly shot. It's just Stu playing the acoustic guitar sitting on like a road case or something.
Yeah, he's playing his microtonal acoustic guitar. This one is like the full ass custom guitar with the frets in their places that they're supposed to be. Sometimes he's sitting on a roof. Sometimes he's sitting on a guardrail in the middle of a closed street, or on a fence by the water, or various other locations. He's on a bridge at one point.
Right.
He's in just different locations around Melbourne.
And he commented on that. He said Honey was pretty funny to make. John stood really far away from me with a paparazzi-style zoom lens. I had a UE boom in my back pocket. The cops rocked up, but they were actually real nice. Maybe because we're two white men. ACAB.
I love it when even after a good interaction with a cop, somebody recognizes that interaction is not the norm.
Right.
ACAB.
It's
cops, you're canceled.
It's such a pretty acoustic-centric song. There's a moment where he's like sitting over the water with Industry behind him. There's a moment where he's sitting in the middle of a parking lot where he's just like lit by headlights, and that's really cool. Like they do a lot of cool stuff in this video, but it's all just really straightforward.
Yeah, this is another music video that wouldn't have been out of place in like the early days of music television. It's not flashy. It just is a performance video. It's just a music video, yeah.
And I love that. I think doing anything more for this song would have been overkill.
Right, especially with what this song is. It being that, nice love song, one of very few that we get from this band.
Yeah.
I think the last thing we could reasonably call a love song is Her and I,
Oh, and that's
Slow
so
Jam
good.
2, and it's so good. But also it's kind of a love song to the planet Earth and the environment.
Yeah, and a proper love song I think is harder.
And this is a proper love song. I can't think of another time we've gotten to, at least from the early days of King Giz up through KG, where we've gotten something that is truly just a love song.
Yeah.
And this is a love song.
Yeah.
And it makes me think of you, Noel.
Oh. Does the next song also make you think of me?
Also, yeah.
The next song is The Hungry Wolf of Fate, which is such an abrupt shift coming out of Honey.
It is. And I've mentioned a couple times now this mushroom trip I took last weekend. That trip, I was pretty much I listened to KG while I was coming up, but during that more like existential, ontological, introspective moment,
Yeah.
I was not thinking about the song Ontology, but I was alternating in my head, having stuck in my head Honey and The Hungry Wolf of Fate
Okay.
over and over and over again, pretty much until I came down.
Fantastic.
It was wildly disconcerting to be going between Honey and The Hungry Wolf of Fate and have not really anything I could do to stop that.
Yeah.
Depending on whether my introspection was more positive or more negative at a particular moment. Fucking wild. This song is much darker. It is based around a tritone riff, except I'm not sure it's actually a tritone. I think it's a quarter tone sharper than a tritone because of that quarter tone flat fifth. Either way, it is an ominously dissonant interval.
Yeah.
Really cool. It's slow. It has parts that are noisy and it has parts that are spare. There's a ton of wah and there's a ton of fuzz.
Yeah. And I have one question.
Yeah.
Is Dunlop paying you for how many fucking crybabies you're selling them? Like, you're every time you bust out the wah, you make it sound so cool and so essential. And like, oh, I guess I have to have one of those on my pedal board now. How many crybabies have sold because of you? Is Dunlop paying you? If not, why the fuck not? Because god damn, I've never heard somebody use the wah this loudly and this effectively for this long and make
have it
me
work.
want to get one.
Yeah, normally if wah is overused, it's obnoxious.
It's hell.
But
then you get to the Hungry Wolf of Fate and it's just wah, wah, wah.
yeah, no, it's Fox. The Hungry Wolf of Fate is so good. Do you have any idea what it's about?
No, not at all.
Nah.
No. Who gives a shit? There's like really clear harmonics like being played on top of this way down-tuned bass. There's these pounding toms. There's all this indication that like if you were playing a Nonagon set, you could just fold this in perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or if you were doing a Rat's Nest set, you could take this as an opportunity to slow down. You throw in Hungry Wolf of Fate and the Great Chain of Being in the middle of a Rat's Nest set, and all of a sudden you've got dynamics and like something that flows really interestingly. Like, there's so much potential for the Hungry Wolf of Fate for a song that they don't fucking play live.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that if I had to figure out what this song was about, it's another environmental song.
Sure.
Or, some other kind of we're throwing Earth to the wolves.
Death looms like a leering figure. Bring our species into sight. Whatever that means.
Yeah. Who cares? It fucks.
Yeah, and it's got some great woos.
Yeah, so the drums from the outro of the song returns to that spare bit, but then the drums from Self-Immolate come on, the dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
And then the guitars play some lines before a last big noisy climax ending in wind.
Stu described the song as being epic stoner sludge closer, which ends the album in an abrupt burst of white noise.
Like, yeah, I mean, how can you not love it?
Yeah, and then we get the
Wild
wind.
after Honey.
I would put good money on LW opening with Wind.
I would bet that we go pretty nicely into LW from the Hungry Wolf of Fate.
I might have to queue the two up in a playlist just so I can hear the transition between Hungry Wolf of Fate and the first track on LW.
Yeah, and I wonder if the end of LW cycles back into the start of KG.
I've wondered about this. The first track on LW is If Not Now, Then What?
No.
Isn't it?
Try that again.
No, it is.
Read it again, Noel.
If not now, then when?
There we go.
I need a nap.
Yeah, okay. So we're quoting Pirkei Avot.
We're quoting who?
Pirkei Avot, Talmud.
Okay, I just cheated. On Genius, I clicked on the intro,
And you found that it was
and
Talmud?
it says, the track begins with a whooshing sound that leads in perfectly from
Hey,
a
you
cut.
don't need to spoil me, you bitch.
You're going to hear it in 30 minutes.
I am.
Less than.
Probably, yeah.
Because we are about to go into Life is... Sorry, wait, what? What are we about to go into?
Life is cool.
Tell me about Life is Cool.
All right. So the very first episode of our show, episode 0, we covered Anglesey. And in addition to Anglesey, a bunch of singles that they released that never made it onto an album that was all from before Willoughby's Beach.
And that album they never made it onto was called Teenage Gizzard.
Sort of, yeah.
Sort of.
In 2020, between KG and LW, the band released a compilation record called Teenage Gizzard that included Anglesey and those early singles, but also a previously unreleased track called Life is Cool. That is also from that same era of the band when they were all young kids, before Ambi was probably even part of the band. Although he had maybe finally joined by then. I don't know where Life is Cool fits relative to the other songs. I actually have just listened to it, I think, twice.
Yeah.
And never looked it up. But the last song on Teenage Gizzard, is Life is Cool, this previously unreleased song from that early era of the band back when they were bad. There's another one of those songs.
Yeah. And it's what you expect from a Teenage Gizzard track. It sounds like OC's Worship.
It does. It does sound like OC's Worship. It's not that good. It is probably better than some of the other stuff that was on Teenage Gizzard. But that's damning with faint praise.
Sure.
I actually do think I probably accidentally heard it on shuffle without realizing I hadn't listened to it and wasn't supposed to.
Very possible.
It sounded vaguely familiar, but yeah, it is. It's a thing. I mean, listen back to our Anglesey Plus episode 0, if you want to hear both what they did when they didn't know what they were doing and what we did when we didn't know what we were doing.
Oh God, don't listen to that episode.
Yeah.
Take the very first episode that we did and treat it the same way you would treat Teenage Gizzard.
Which is listen to it after you're already a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that Stu released Teenage Gizzard and said, hey, don't listen to this. Like, we feel like we have to give it to you because we're all about releasing everything. But like, hey, this isn't good and you shouldn't listen to it. And that's kind of how I feel about our episode 0.
Yeah. I think that's so fair.
The only reason to listen to our episode 0 is to hear like our initial thoughts about what we were trying to do with the show, I guess. And for that, you could listen to
pretty much any other episode.
Right.
Yeah.
Or our guest appearance on Podagon Infinity.
Yeah.
Where we talk about it.
So that's us casually covering Life is Cool. There's not really much to say about it. It is what it is.
It's Spring Reverb.
It's Spring Reverb, yeah. Instead, let's talk about something that's more interesting. Like, for example, what have we been listening to this week?
Yeah, okay.
So I'm actually going to start, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I haven't been. This past 2 weeks has been so fucking chaotic and hard for me that I haven't had time to listen to basically shit all. I haven't listened to anything except for when I'm at work, and when I'm at work, I'm really catering what I'm playing to like the lowest common denominator in the room. And so it's really generic basic stuff except for that one like 2-hour stretch where I got to show someone a bunch of health, which was really cool. So I guess that's the answer to what I've been listening to this week is I got to show someone health. And if you like metalcore influenced Nine Inch Nails worship, that's the band for you. Like, go listen to Health. They're really fun. But Yael, you have a much more interesting thing that you've been listening to this week that you've actually made me listen to as well. So please share.
Yes. Okay. The Mercury Tree.
The Mercury Tree.
Listen to The Mercury Tree. They are So cool. All right.
You
so
you showed me 2 of their records?
I showed you 2 of their records. So this is a band from Portland, Oregon. They are a prog band. They play prog rock. They play math rock, but they do microtonal math rock. So if you are a fan of KG, if you are a fan of Angine de Poitrine, if you are a fan of microtonal music and you want to hear really good microtonal prog rock that is very different from anything either Angine or King Gizzard are doing, give the Mercury Tree a try.
There's a lot in it that's just straight up borrowed from bands like Between the Buried and Me.
Yeah, it is very math rocky, very proggy.
There's prog metal in it.
Yeah, it's got some post metal influence in it. It's got so much going on, but it also all takes place within a 17 EDO, 17 TET tuning system. So that's going to be different from what King Giz or Angine de Poitrine are doing with their microtonal music, where pretty much everything is split up into these quarter tones where the new notes are halfway in between the old notes. This says, fuck the old notes. We're going to do away with that shit entirely.
Right.
And so every single interval is a little bit off to Western ears. 17 TET is one of those things that has largely been the purview of weird bands making weird experimental music, and that is very much what they're doing. So the albums that I have heard so far that I've showed Noel are Self-Similar from 2023 and Spider Milk from 2019. I would say both of them are excellent, but the one I would recommend between the two is Self-Similar.
Okay, I would agree with that.
I would say it's better. Before those 2 albums, I guess not everything they did was microtonal, or not everything they did at least was 17 TET. But I haven't actually listened to their prior work.
Because they've got a lot of prior work, right?
They have been working since 2008. And in fact, just in May, less than a month ago, they have remastered one of their early EPs, not early actually, one of their EPs from 2018 that they didn't like the mastering of. So they redid it and released that last month. I haven't heard it yet, but I am excited to listen to it. I'm excited to listen to some of their earlier work in general from maybe before they were settled in on 17 EDO.
Yeah, and it looks like they've got 6 studio albums, with their most recent being their 3rd fully microtonal release.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, I would absolutely give this a try if I were you. I am kind of on the record as not being a huge fan of Angine de Poitrine. I don't think that I love loop-based music very much.
No.
But
with the exception of Julian Baker's first record, which is a perfect loop album, Don't At Me.
But I would say that if you like Angine's riffs, that you might find some similar style riffs on Self-Similar. So that's my pitch. All right, next time we are listening to LW.
All right, let's do LW in 2 weeks. See you then.
Cheers, y'all.